a personality.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a magnificent Monday. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe, and you are ready to go. We are on tap for what could be the craziest Raw we've had in a long time, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. We just do it on a different level, and we cannot wait for this one. We will see what happens. So much buzz, so many stories. We're going to get into it all. We will be your live reaction to the entire show. Plus, we're celebrating. Wait, if I do this long enough. Come on. There we go. We got balloons. Thank you for the 3K. We got so much to cover. We got so much to get into. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anyone else. And we have WWE RAW on tap tonight. Like I said, probably the most anticipated Raw in a long time. CM Punk is back. Randy's back. Who else is back? We don't know. Rumors are running rampant. But we're going to get into all of it here. We got so much to discuss, and we cannot wait for this one. It's going to be insane. But I will remind you, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, join the family, be a part of everything that's growing. You think Punk is big news? Well, we just hit 3K. That's pretty big news on our end of the docket. So, folks, we thank you for being here. And I will remind you who we are. I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And that is Big
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and yes, I said this before we went live, this to me feels bigger than any Raw after Mania in quite some time, especially after last year. This almost feels bigger going into it than last night because we know CM Punk's here. We're getting the first hour commercial free. We know Randy's here. We know R-Truth is here as well. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, we can't forget about poor R-Truth, but I mean, we'll see what he does. But it's nice to have him back. Always puts a smile on our face. A legend in his own right. Me, a surefire Hall of Famer. But yeah, I mean, again, a lot of buzz, and people can say whatever they want, bad, good, or indifferent about this whole situation. But in all the time we've covered this, I haven't seen this type of buzz, this type of energy, this type of feel going into a Raw. Survivor Series created huge shockwaves through the wrestling world. And I see this chat filling up already. So make sure you say hello. We will take a prediction on every match tonight. We will take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. But Nick, usually this 3-hour Raw can be a little bit hit and miss. This one feels like it's going to hit.
Oh, 100%. They're already calling that this might have 2 million viewers just in a quarter hour type stuff. Like this has been the one thing everybody has stopped talking about anything else in wrestling, I feel, for the most part. And we're focused on this tonight.
Yeah, it was funny because every once in a while I'd see like a tweet or something go out that was like, hey, well, who do you think Ospreay should face? And then there was really, there's just a lukewarm response of like, it won't be Punk, and then we're moving on. Like,
who's the devil? Definitely not Punk.
I'm watching the dirt sheets backtrack and try and, come out with more information. I've said it a million times on this show. Be careful who you read. And, if Dave Meltzer made himself seem any more full of shit, this is the apex of it. It just keeps going with this guy. But it's been really fun to watch how everybody's kind of retracting and changing their opinions.
Well, I will justify, though, that with if they would have been right on it, we would have all been disappointed. We wouldn't have gotten the moment that we got if they even spoiled it, anything like that.
Yeah.
So they're in kind of a catch-22 situation with that. So they're wrong. I'm not defending some of Meltzer's terrible takes, but just across the board, if they're wrong, then it works out for us because we get this huge surprise. Now, do you believe what Hunter said, that this only happened in a few days?
Yep.
Or has this been really planned out for a while?
I think it came together really quick. I mean, I have no reason to doubt Triple H. I trust Triple H more than I trust most. It could have been in the back burner. They could have been thinking about it. Remember, technically, if Punk did have some type of non-compete, you can't really mess with him until it was over. So, I mean, I'm not doing the math off the top of my head, but I mean, realistically, yeah, I think this was a lot of do we, don't we, do we, don't we, and then it was screw it, we're going to do it. And once kind of Nick Khan and Triple H were on the same page, the rest is history. And we all felt like this made a lot, and still makes a lot of sense. I understand why all this happened.
Right, but all the taunting, the teasing, the back and forth, a little bit of trolling of, they mention he's the greatest in the world and stuff like that on commentary. Granted, that probably was a lot of already looking for the outcome, but even Punk was playing into it and everything a bit. So I wonder, it makes you think though, if when 10, 20 years down the line, when this comes, a book's written about this whole situation, does it come out that they had really been in talks for quite a minute and that they were just playing it as close to the vest as they could? Like they were working the dirt sheets.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I got fireworks excited for Punk.
Yeah, and I also think maybe Punk, a part of the trolling is, you know, hey guys, look, I'm relevant. Hey guys, look at the response to this. Hey guys, I matter. You know, it was in his best interest if he could keep people talking about him. And that's what they did. There's more buzz and interest in Punk, even when he's not in wrestling, than there is in a lot of the wrestlers who are actively performing on a weekly basis. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the documentary of like how, you know, the career of Punk, and this chapter of it alone is real intriguing.
Right, the 24 hours, the return of CM Punk, and they like how they show how they snuck him in and everything.
Right. Now, I will throw something at you. I kind of thought of something today, and I thought, you know what? We talked about it last night with Anthony. We were on here. If you guys haven't seen that episode of the Dirt Sheet Debate, go check that out. Really fun time. Shout out to Anthony and Luna as well, who will be back tomorrow for WrestleMania or Luna Mania. I think she's at 11, 14, 12. I don't.
You don't even know.
But we talked about the red bag. And we talked about, would he come out with the red bag? Would he not come out with the red bag? Man, he could sneakily come out with that red bag. The belt in that bag could be the old one that he also did not lose, which has a little spinner on it.
Or no, or are you thinking of the one that he spray painted?
No, I'm thinking of his old WWE belt that he was running around with forever. So you think it's the AEW belt. So it's like, oh yeah, and pulls out, and it's the old WWE belt.
Could you imagine if they did that? That's great, because the question has always been how much we're wondering, how much are they going to tiptoe the line with this, and
yes,
how much do they want to acknowledge AEW versus just that might have been part of getting him in the door. Is we'll just give you a live microphone and have at it. And we're clearly going to play into him being a controversial figure, obviously with the Seth Rollins stuff. But if they fake everybody out with he comes out with the bag, you think it's all set for this. Now it's tiptoeing. You're tiptoeing close there, and then he pulls out the old spinner belt. Oh, I like that.
You know, it was just
I never would have thought of that.
Right. And I mean, again, there's a lot of options here. We talked about it yesterday. Like, he could potentially lean into his controversy. Like, what if he enters, like, the next major pay-per-view for WWE is Rumble. So we got a lot of time to kill. If he leans into the everybody hates me vibe, Punk could enter the Rumble and the entire roster try and get him out. It makes it even more compelling if he can win.
I don't think they're going to do an everybody hates me gimmick and everything like that.
No?
Because the Drew thing, he came out and even said at the house show that it had nothing to do with Punk. Like, he didn't say that specifically, but he did everything but mention CM Punk. He said it was about how he'd recently lost the world title, how his team just lost War Games. You even saw it to where the camera guys telling him to scut out of there because he knows what's coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is another example of, like, the dirt sheets jumped right on it. The anti-WWE army out there was very much like, see, even Drew hates him. You're like, Drew just got kicked in the face and lost a match. He's supposed to leave pissed off, right? Like, that's it. The same thing, like, people said, oh, look, Rhea Ripley's mocking Punk. She's a villain. She's supposed to mock what the people are happy about. Seth,
Right.
we'll talk about Seth, but man, again, we're taking little things and running with it. Do I think there was even reports today of, and I don't believe the person at all. I won't throw him under the bus, but they're going to be lining up meetings with top talent to talk to Triple H about Punk's behavior. Nobody's doing that in the WWE. This isn't fucking preschool. This isn't AEW where we all have, you know, a high five and a kumbaya. They made their decision. He moves the needle. If you don't like it, tough shit. There's a company over there that not many people are watching that you can join.
Well, even then, I don't think anyone actually has an issue with him. Granted, he does have that history and everything, which is part of what they're using to play to this story. Even you don't think that there's still part of Hunter deep down there that can't stand looking at Phil and everything, but he's going to do what's best for business.
Yeah.
And and if he's the guy that signed him, why the hell is you as a talent on the roster can't you work with the guy? He's done nothing egregious. You're going off of shit that you heard from a locker room you were never in, stories that you never saw, you weren't there for. Yeah. And even then, like you said with Seth, they're working the angle. They're working a storyline with it. No one's shoot pissed. Or if they are, they're going to still act professional.
And it plays in, like, so, like, you know, some of the legends, a lot of the legends, if you listen to anybody that knows anything about wrestling, the best feuds ever were with guys that really had heat. You put a lot of wrestlers in the same ring that really wanted to kill each other, and those were your biggest payoffs. Those were your biggest vibes throughout the years. This is nothing new, and I really do think that in this environment, it's very structural, right? Like if there's a slap fight in the back, it's going to be dealt with. It's going to be talked about. If someone's walking around pouting, I don't want to wrestle here because Punk's here. Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's no different than if you don't like your star quarterback, you either got to get with them or move on. Like that, they're not going to cut the star quarterback for you, sir or ma'am.
Right. I don't think that's even going to be an issue at all.
I don't think so at all.
But let's talk to the people. We've talked long enough here. We've talked for like 12 whole minutes without talking to the peoples.
The man that was a little upset that we might have missed him a little bit yesterday, but Victor is back here. This is something that you mentioned, Nick. First hour of Raw is commercial free. So they know they're going for broke. They're taking big swings.
But now the next dirt sheet rumors come out that they're going to start Monday Night Raw with Randy.
I agree.
They're going to end it with Punk. Really?
I think they might milk bag him.
But you and your Canadian milk bags, pause. But no, you have to start off with this. You have to go out of the gate with this. You've got the hour lined up. You run the risk of they'll just wait around to the end then. Because, well, if he ain't going to go on at the start, he's not going to show up in the middle.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, again, if you keep them to the end, the hope is that you pull people through, and so much shit is going on this show that maybe you could pull it off. The fact that Randy's such a big star, to me, it could happen. We will see. I mean, again, you don't want that big crescendo in the beginning that, you know, the rest of the show feels dull.
Could Punk just bookend it?
Yes.
And you have Randy in the middle.
It's quite possible with that. Damien's welcome back. How you doing? AI Comic Bites is here. We will get to the specific comments. The beautiful Summer is saying congrats on 3K subs. Well deserved. I think if I do this long enough. Yes, it worked. But yes, thank you. Keyshawn's in the house. Our favorite AEW friend, Robert's here. We got C Money's back with us. Bonkers. Who else you got? Greg, Paul,
we got J-Boy, we got Devil, we got Chris, we got Devil Slayer. See, there's
Devil Slayer. Welcome.
We got Christian, we got Boss, we got Liam, we got everybody. We got
right.
Alexis, Sonic Boom, we got Soffit, we got. This is, I guess, where I should remind everybody we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, all of that. If you want to stand up and show out and help support the show and everything. And that way, too, we can make sure we get to your comments and everything because it does get a little hot and heavy here. We still haven't even started Monday Night Raw. We've got almost 60 people rocking with us. So, yeah, I think this is going to be one that it might be, you know, these go to 11. This is going to be a Spinal Tap night here, I feel.
I like that. And I will say this, folks, real quick before we get into the specific questions people threw out. But we did hit 3K. It's a huge milestone. Nick and I have been here for the large bulk of it, as you guys know. And I just want to take a moment, and we'll probably repeat this a couple times tonight, but we are grateful. We are humbled. We never thought people would tune in to listen to us ramble and argue and just hang out. So we greatly, greatly appreciate it. We can't believe we're at 3K already. We're not even 2 years old, and we are growing at a clip. So we appreciate anyone that's ever been here for a moment, that shared a link and been a part of it. And Big Nick, Luna, Anthony, and all the others that have been involved to get us here. I can't say thank you enough. I'm looking forward to the next K, 5K, 10K, 20K. We're not done yet at all.
Going up Ks like Nolan.
That's right.
That's what we're doing, 100%. 1K last year, before even the end of this year, doubled that. Get at me. What?
Right. What else we got? All right, let's get into some specifics. What do you got?
Just start at the bottom here. Dale saying, I did really enjoy CM Punk and Randy Orton's rivalry, but we don't have to worry about the Nexus thing.
Yeah,
no, we don't.
No. And we don't even know. Sorry, Nick.
Go ahead.
We don't know if Randy and Punk are going to be connected at all, at least initially. There's so many options right now.
So I know we acknowledge the chat, but do we want to get into the other elephant in the room here that was also on the thumbnail? And I mean, he kind of dresses like the clown from the circus, but Seth Rollins is clearly going to be going. That's going to be the feud going forward at for Punk. I think that they're planning for that to be at Rumble, from what I've heard. And it makes sense, obviously. I mean, if Michael Cole's the guy holding you back, and that's your world champ, you're selling a story. He's not legitimately. What was going to stop him from going up there?
No, I mean, if he wanted to get up that ramp, he would have got up that ramp. Let's be clear. It wasn't a ramp. It was an aisleway, but whatever. You know what I mean? Now, here, in addition to that, we've seen static amongst wrestlers before. Charlotte, a couple times with Charlotte Flair. We've had issues with, other wrestlers that don't like each other, and it's kind of bled in. I can guarantee it. I would bet it on everything that we've ever done. There is no way that would have been the behavior of an actually pissed off Seth Rollins. There is no way, because the minute he would have walked into Gorilla, Trips would have smacked him in the side of the head and asked him, "What are you doing? You don't make us look like that. We are a publicly traded company. You behave yourself."
Exactly. Slush, shout out. You, I guess, a fellow countryman of yours there, and fellow Torontonian.
Fellow Torontonian. Welcome.
Yeah, but you think that's it was put out there too that they had all gotten told before the match started about what was like that he was back. Yep. They were the only ones that got told right before pretty much they walked out through the curtain. Yep. Whether you believe that or not, I wasn't there. I can't tell you. But even then, Seth Rollins, your world champion, your guy in the Applebee's commercial and everything like that, he's now all of a sudden going to turn worse than the Young Bucks. Even the Young Bucks at least waited until they were backstage to act the fool.
Exactly.
Seth can't contain himself. He just has to spastically just throw insults, but never go at the man.
Yeah.
Just turns into a child throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah. It was almost like you're lucky I'm being held back. Quick, hold me,
right.
Quick, right? Like,
and you chose again, Michael Cole and Corey Graves.
I think the best part of this is the surprise of Punk, the Seth Rollins reaction, the Drew reaction. This, I know a lot of younger wrestling fans out there and a lot of younger people in general aren't used to this neat thing called patience and surprises. So in a show, you're not really supposed to know all the answers. You're not supposed to know all the nitty gritty. And you can't just Google the ending of this. And that is, to me, kayfabe, modern day kayfabe is actually happening. Oh shit, are they really mad? Oh shit, are they getting along now? What is this? What is this? You have questions.
Oh, 100% in WWE. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Is kayfabe coming back 100%. And remember, there was a time, at least for you and I and probably some other people out there, when you actually had to make sure no one was going to make a phone call or anything like that, and probably spend about a half hour just trying to connect and just see if maybe you could get what the card was going to be for the show and everything like that. Let alone trying to know inside out details and everything like that, unless you were hardcore in the paint. You weren't knowing who's got beef with who backstage.
Yeah.
You thought how they acted on cam 100% was what they did, how they felt and everything. And that's why I love this Seth Rollins bit, because to the trained, the smart mark eye, you can see through it clearly. But so many people have bought in this hook, line, and sinker that he's legitimately pissed. He hates them. He even sits there and at the house show says, I'm not going to waste my breath anymore on somebody that spent the past 8 years trying to tear this company down. Beautiful. 100%. This is a resurgence, a renaissance of the wrestling that we truly grew up with.
100%. I vividly remember being sat down by my parents. I'm probably about 10, 11, maybe 12 years old. And my brother and I got sat down and they were like, okay, who ran up the phone bill? And it was actually my kid brother who had been calling the fucking WWF hotline of like, what's going to happen? And, you know, it's like back then it was like 85 cents a minute. You spend a half an hour just waiting to get through. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's that vibe. It's, you can't just go and go to your usual sources and get answers because they don't know the answers. The dirt sheets have proven they don't have their finger on the pulse. They're just guessing like us.
He finally lived up to his whole line on that stupid Fox show that they did of just when they changed the questions, when they know the questions, I changed the answers, whatever the hell stupid shit he said.
AI Comics says,
Punk returns tonight. I've got that visual up at least because we've still got about 7 minutes.
Here you go. Why is it saying they're coming for Punk? Punk is ending the show. So yeah, a lot of vibes about Punk possibly ending the show.
Randy Orton kicks off Raw. So Randy Orton will kick off Raw. So
there you go. I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna be here all night.
Yeah. Wow, QT Marshall. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I know our buddy Victor mentioned Sonny having been sentenced today. I kind of avoided that all day because all the positive, fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah, so. I don't. Yeah. Seriously.
Robert, welcome back. Punk has no credibility. I will say that you're incorrect. And then I will say the Young Bucks have lost a lot of credibility, if they have any. TK's credibility is slipping through the sands of the hourglass. And if Punk didn't have any credibility, he wouldn't currently be the most anticipated appearance on Monday Night Raw in a long time. You need credibility to make this deal. Sorry, Nick.
You have something to say? No, I have something to say, and I was going to click on a comment.
Go.
How many side eyes are Tony, Kenny, the Bucks, and all that getting when they walk through the locker rooms now and everything? Of really, my guy? That was the choice we made? Yeah, okay. That's what we're doing here?
Well, we said it at the time that as EVPs, you have to put business above personal. And the Bucks couldn't do it, and they kept rubbing salt in the wound. And I know the AEW faithful don't want to acknowledge that they poked that bear, and they poked that bear. And, you know, we had the same situation play out with Cody. Just, you know, Cody's not a fiery guy. He's a politician. So he quietly tipped his ass over to the WWE. Punk set a blaze of glory on the way out, and that changes the whole dynamic. And kind of piggybacking off that, Nick, did you see the clip of Tony Khan being asked about the?
I read the quote. I haven't heard it about how he can't potentially legally answer that right now.
Yeah. Which I feel like is such a Vince McMahon answer to any legitimate question. I legally can't answer that right now.
But that's the thing is, how do you come back from this? That's going to be a question that needs to be answered. What is your response? Do you just ignore it? Do you address it? What do you do with Jungle Boy? If you're Jack Perry, boy, I would start saving all your pennies because you might see yourself out the fucking door.
No, I mean, Jack Perry's in a very, a very big pickle because, like you said, what do you do with him? How is he not going to be a heel? I know you and Anthony thought maybe he'll be the devil.
Oh, I said that in jest. I said if there is the living incarnate of the devil right now in AEW, it is Jack Perry because boy howdy.
Right.
I was going to read that one. Curtis saying, by order of the Prince of the Mid-South, Wrestling for Life family, join KJ and Nick, become a voice of the voiceless. I like that. By slamming that like button and subscribe button.
We kind of are.
Yeah.
What else we got? So yeah, Robert's not happy at all about CM Punk. That's okay. That's okay. Now, I will say this. There's a gentleman out there that I've had issues with publicly before that, I've been critical of before. And that is the man that we all know as Dave LaGreca. but I did listen to him today.
That is not who I thought you were going to say.
No, I mean, I that's good news. I'm like fucking CM Punk. There's options.
I was like, Judgment Day.
But what Dave LaGreca today talked about, whether you love or hate Punk, or you love AEW or hate WWE or whatever, it takes such a level of being, you are so jaded if you can't find the happiness as a wrestling fan in this. And I know some people never will, but just the fucking boom and the buzz. If you are a wrestling fan watching us right now and you're just bitter about this scenario, then you're barking up the wrong tree. Because if you're a wrestling fan, this is absolutely amazing.
I will challenge, if you are against this, then you are not the wrestling fan that most of these AW stands and everything try to portray themselves as. We just love pro wrestling and everything. Well, then you would want it to be the biggest fucking thing going right now. And boy, howdy, does it not feel like that. Sorry, you're kind of on the losing side of it and everything. But even then, guys like us, especially with this, will get called WWE shows and everything like that. But at the same time, no, because part of what makes WWE move this way is because AW's there.
Yeah.
If AW's not there, then there's no reason for them to start doing all of this to really have any sort of competition to go at. Same thing, vice versa, going from WWE to AEW.
Yeah, what's better for business? CM Punk sitting on his couch playing with Larry, or actually making Survivor Series exceptional and making everything we've talked about for the last 48 hours wrestling related. BBC in England reported on CM Punk returning to the WWE. Come on now. Like, that's a big deal. Let's go. I do have to click on something real quick though, Nick. This made me laugh.
I was going to just say, yeah, that seems like a little bit of insider trading that one of the hosts won the belt. I mean, technically, I thought you or I could never win it, but then again, we're on the actual show, so I guess he gets to pass that way.
Well, I will say, for those who are listening and don't know, we have a prediction championship that we put on the line every pay-per-view, and I'm going to admit two things. One, this whole shit with Punk and how much we were screaming and yelling and being on for 5 hours Saturday night, I forgot. I didn't count. I didn't care. I don't know.
I told you insider trading.
So, but I will say this, and you can go find this footage on our Instagram, Twitter, on our YouTube page. Anthony called the ending of the night like verbatim. Step by step, Anthony had the recipe of exactly what was going to play out. He called it, and for that reason, big shout out to our fellow host, and he gets to be the champion this time.
Folks, did you know that the K in KJ stands for con?
I hope not. 5 minutes to showtime. 1 minute to showtime.
Excuse me. About 30 seconds to showtime here. But what's best, not even best for business, what's best for pro wrestling? If you want to say you're a pro wrestling fan, what's best for pro wrestling overall is CM Punk being in the business than being out of the business.
Yep. Right. And again, what this is going to happen, it's already started. The rumors about Sasha Banks, the rumors about others' talent, the rumors about people who want to leave to go to AEW because of Punk, the people that want to go to WWE because of Punk, and vice versa. Like, it's great. And right now, sir, I have then.
I'll let you know when I get there. I got Hagen.
Don't miss it.
Fair enough. There was Dana saying they remembered calling that hotline. I have Richard Wolf from the end of Law and Order. Good old Rich. Richard? Ex Molder, what up? I have then. So we are syncing up, folks. So that way we don't miss anything. I have now. Brown Cow.
You got out of me for a second.
I have forever. We are going to be here forever.
All right, so the show is kicking off, ladies and gentlemen. This should be a fun one tonight. We thank you for joining us. We got about 75 people hanging out already. Help us get to 100 live. We want to blow this stream up. We did huge numbers on Saturday, and we want to keep it going. We just hit 3K. We thank everybody, and I'm pretty sure I hit pause and fucked up our sync.
No, you're fine. You can have that. I'll be ahead of you. I get this prize this time. JV is saying the title I'm not allowed to win. Well, you have to participate, my guy, to win it. Just saying, in case you didn't know. I vote for hanging out with Larry.
Yeah, maybe.
Wrestling is great right now. KJ and Big Nick, what's up? Raw and soon. Punk first. John, no. Randy Orton is kicking off Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Now
and again,
we'll
they
see
get
for
ahead
how
of it.
long.
They let it out that we're going to get Randy first. So we're not sitting around expecting one music and we get another. People are going to be completely fine with Randy coming out. They're going to pop. It's a big deal that Randy's back. Sorry, Randy. I know some people said, well, poor Randy got swallowed. Blah, blah, blah. Remember, other companies have done a double surprise before. We're not the only one. So relax.
Yeah, hey. I see that in Sir Adam Cole and
exactly
Brian Danielson.
I got Rhea
Ripley. You can't miss. I got Rhea coming down with a briefcase. Is that where you're at?
Okay, so we're in simpatico.
Yes, I've got Randy coming out right now looking like Swole Orton instead of fucking Randy Orton.
It was the best thing ever. That was one of my favorite surprises, was the fact that Randy was jacked.
You're on the juice. You're on the stuff.
But
Oogity boogity, what's up?
Oogity boogity, one of my favorite names in chat history. But welcome back.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Oogity boogity.
Well, people worried about Orton's feeling more than he is. Facts.
Yeah, he
did kind of throw up the 10 thing, which everybody thought that means he's doing another 10 years. I don't know about that, my guy.
10 years might be a stretch, but I mean, if Jericho can do it, he's in great shape. He's more jacked now than he's ever been. Maybe.
Right.
He's building up those back muscles for a run.
Facts. I heard Punk's music again and literally thought we were kicking off the show with Punk.
You were like, ah!
I was like, what am I missing?
Still one of the greatest moments. Like I've been doing this for, a few years now, done hundreds of streams. You and I have done, over 100 streams together. And that was still probably the biggest moment and the biggest, like we literally like went through the excitement of it all and then calmed down like, all right, folks, well, thank you. And then boom. And dude, it still gives me goosebumps.
Oh yeah. We completely, like literally, as you said that, my, like the hair on my arm stood up and everything as we've got the Raw video package starting up right now. Yeah, I remember I was like, okay, so we got the lower third, we're going home, this, that, and the third, and then, oh my God.
Well, folks, Raw is kicking off, and if you haven't hit like and subscribe yet, make sure you do. Make sure you do. This is the best place to be when we're talking wrestling.
Right. Richard saying BWE announced that Orton kicks off. Well, you had a 50-50 chance, so.
Well, and I mean, there was some other stuff of like, I saw a story going around today of like, the WWE is building towards Royal Rumble. Well, no shit. What are you expecting?
They're actually going to use the whole 2 months.
How is that a headline?
Right. So it was a new theme.
Yes,
so we
it was.
Missed and talked over the new theme. You finally got right. See, again, if you have 50-50 odds, you're bound to be right at some point.
I guess every week, and finally I got one.
Right. AW signs Shockmaster. Yes, AJH3, what up? The Wrestling Messiah, Terrence, what up? Dale, what up? Derek, what up? The Devastator. I like that.
The Devastator. Jesus.
I like that now. We've even got people Derek. On the chat that have their own gimmicks and everything like that.
All right. What's up, Dale? Steve G. I know there's a lot of people out there. J-Boy's here. Curtis. I predict a sellout. Is it not all for the Raw at Simmons Bank? Yeah, it should be. A lot of these shows are going to be sellouts moving forward.
Well, that's why, like I said, if you're in the AW locker room, you're 100% given the side eye now. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back on a lot of guys that might go to WWE when their contract ends. Like Ricky Starks is a good show.
Yeah, and if you had a bunch of people. I hear voices in my head.
If you can't tell that we're synced up, I think we literally started at the same exact time.
There you go. There you go. And Swole Orton is coming out to the ring.
Always had the best theme songs when it comes to wrestling, I feel.
Again, it's just one of those ones. And similar to Punk of it takes you less than a second to know who's coming. And that's the best part. Those are always the best ones.
The man's initials are a meme.
Oh, yeah. But
is he this generation's Triple H?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
And I don't even want to make a comparison because he very much stands on his own level.
No, I definitely see what you're saying, Nick, and I can go with that. I mean, I've been very public about how much I love Triple H. Now I love him even more. But yeah, Randy Orton's one of my faves of all time. I'm very impartial to anybody that was involved with Evolution. And yeah, I mean, Randy's had an undeniable Hall of Fame career. He high-fiving the fans. He's in a good mood, signing autographs.
What's your name? now 100% he trending number 1 in the US right now is WWE RAW. Folks, if you didn't say that this is best for business and best pro wrestling, then you just hate. Now, of all them flavors, you chose to be salty.
Right? Yeah, I mean, again, I think sometimes people got to learn to take an L with some, hey, okay, you know what? I don't like WWE, but they got us. It's no different than when Cole and Danielson showed up on AEW. We were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And the WWE fans were salty. You got to learn to take an L with some humility. And in this one, the more that people like, this is stupid and I hate it and Punk sucks, the sillier you look.
100%. Now, would it be interesting if Randy comes out here and then just goes instant heel? Just goes straight instant heel. Because I'm granted, on one hand, he should be the babyface veteran that's coming back. He just came back off of a major injury, had one of the greatest RKOs of his career, probably, by the way, of the launched assist and all of that.
Right.
But you still always kind of want, and that's why, like I said, the Triple H comparison a little bit, because you kind of always want to see them as a heel.
Well, yeah, they're just better as heels. And it's really funny. Like, he's selling us up on, like, do I still know how to do this? 1, 2, 3. Like, working everything. I'm waiting for the reports to come out. Randy Orton has back problems.
Fun fact, when I was at one job previously, I got like employee of the month or whatever. And when they took my picture for that, I did the Randy Orton pose.
That's amazing. Randy is first tonight. Yes, he is. Randy Orton is in the ring. The crowd is exploding. Again, I think because you're in Nashville, you're not as worried about Punk chants, which they will show up. But I like the idea that they are putting him at the back and making everybody wait for it.
Is it weird to think that it's almost halfway like territories and shit of like, well, how far is Nashville to St. Louis versus Chicago? Or can we get more Orton chants and more Punk chants?
Right?
Yeah, as we're getting huge Randy Orton chants right now. But I like this. Free FDR.
No, they did it to themselves. They put themselves in jail.
No, they're probably like, fuck.
100%. Like, they were like, Dax made such a public issue of whether or not they were going to re-sign or not. And they committed because they thought AEW was going to be better for their career, best for their career. So have at it. We'll see. I would argue since you've signed, it's been a little lackluster, FTR.
Hagen said Raw is 2 hours from him. Well, why aren't you there? Go there. Run there now.
Get there.
This is going to be good. Yes, it is.
I'm back for as long as I can stay here, folks.
To Monday. Now, very interesting. Like, when's the last time you remember Randy Orton out there pitching, welcome to Monday Night Raw?
Right? Even his last run at the end there, he was a reluctant babyface. He was still him. He would just happen to be with the hapless.
You were waiting for a turn.
Yeah. Welcome back.
At least it's not you still got it.
Folks, get in that chat. What?
What
did you say?
I said it's a bad thing when it's not, when you get the you still got it chance. I was just glad it wasn't one of those.
But yeah, folks, if you're loving this right now, put some flames, put a viper, whatever you can find, put an emoji of some happiness in this chat right now.
Throw your chair, throw everything. Just throw, whatever you got.
Whatever you got. Flames, happiness, smiles, even if you got balloons.
You now that you figured this out after you had your little like attack after you got off that we thought we were getting hacked, like now you just want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I thought I got hacked by a clown.
By the Joker.
Right.
Hacked by Devil Slayer because he's got the Joker as his avatar.
Right. I was like, oh shit. Somebody's putting balloons on my stream.
The most polite hacker ever.
Right.
Randy Orton is the newest member of the New Day.
Amazing.
We got Curtis. We got TJ.
What up, TJ? Oh.
I feel like a little kid again. Pause. But I get what you mean.
No, I get it. Cody.
Do we? Well, that's an interesting feud that we haven't gotten. I
Oh,
believe
that feud, I'm in.
Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, or even them teamed up together. Because remember, Legacy.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where you can start this, is like they're friends. And then eventually the Viper is the Viper. And I think that is great for Cody. I mean, the history between those two, I think they will tear it down.
Oh, he's going out the bloodline. Everybody kind of gets where they were coming from. I mean, it's me. I was going to say, though, with the Legacy, nobody bring up Ted DiBiase. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm. I got a bag full of receipts for the bloodline. Yo, Swole Orton against Roman is all. I'm good with that too.
That at Royal Rumble
right now. What?
That at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because just because he returned for Team Can't Beat Roman doesn't mean he's on, and he's showing up on Raw doesn't mean he's on Raw.
There you go. Yes. I like it.
Ah, fuck. If he would have just at least said pro wrestling instead of sports entertainment. RKO. This is another great promo from Randy. I was almost going to say some of his best, but I think it's because he's been away. You forget how good he actually is on the mic because he got swallowed up by bro.
This is my brutality. It's the night of songs here on the channel, as everyone's coming out with good.
I was going to say, is Rhea going to take an RKO?
I wanted that to happen. If you guys go back and watch Saturday, I was throwing that out. The actual leader of Judgment Day, bro.
So thank you for telling us what we already knew, Michael Cole. You tend to be good at that. I did miss you, Ray.
I did. We did, yes.
Glad to see you back, Randy on Raw. Looks like he's a face. Good for him. Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm fully down, like you said, for Randy versus Roman. Battle of the R's.
I mean, dude, there's other potential there, especially with the veteran and some of the names that are important. We see Rhea Ripley right now. Randy, Damien's a possibility. Randy, well, Finn to a lesser extent, but I would sign up for Randy, Damien for sure. Two big guys. I think they have something to offer. Drew's kicking around pissed off at everybody.
This is what makes the Royal Rumble so interesting. And as I've got Rhea cutting a promo and I almost don't want to talk over, so I'll try and pin my comment for talking about Randy and Roman until we get another kind of break to talk here. Because I really want that match to happen, but a certain way.
Okay. Rhea playing with fire. Dun, dun, dun. Mammy's always on me. Yeah. And then you wake up, sir.
Right. And then the morning comes. Dun, dun, dun.
Not just the morning.
What?
Randy versus Jay. Let's go. Now, this is what Rhea is throwing at Randy right now is, what about Jay? Jay and his family put you on the shelf.
So, okay, so then this is playing perfectly into what I was about to talk about with this. If I want Randy to have a few matches before you do him versus Roman, even if when I do Randy versus Roman, I want Roman to where he's talking to the camera and everything.
Yeah.
And everything. He's whooping Randy for a good bit. And see, this is what you came back and what you got. This is why you should have stayed home. And he's doing the whole shit like what he did with Jimmy and Jay, and he's talking to the camera of, I'm going to send your dad back to you and all of that. Make Roman that enforcer, that badass heel again, because he's felt lackluster with all of this Uso shit, all of the turns against him, all of this pause for the cause away.
Yeah. No.
Let him come down and remind everybody who the hell Roman Reigns is.
Right. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. It's a nice take. Woo. And Rhea, of all people, like that's where people question Rhea Ripley's run. Again, how often does a women's champion come out and confront, a top member of the male audience roster? It doesn't happen very often.
This is why I still stand by the fact that we've both said before, she's not one of the best women's wrestlers doing it. She's one of the best pro wrestlers doing it.
Absolutely.
She should be in everybody's top 10 list, male or female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of me wanted when she came running out with the Money in the Bank on Saturday that Orton jumped over the railing and out of nowhere hit her with the RKO as she was trying to hand the briefcase off. But
fair enough, like with what he did with Nia there. Well, a little bit like what he did with Nia, where he hit Nia with the RKO and the Rumble.
Yeah.
What are we chanting now?
I will say this, man. I hope this keeps up because the energy coming through the TV from the arena is great. And that has lacked. So this is nice.
WWE has gone from having 1, maybe 2 stars to having more stars than there are in the heavens, I feel. Seth is a star. Randy's a star. Rhea's a star. CM Punk's a star. Sammy's become a star. Roman's a star.
Yeah, you're right. And sorry, people are popping at Daddy's back.
You wait now. There's going to be fan fiction between Rhea and Randy.
Here we go.
Broken condom. Better start worrying now. Well, did you see the little clip after the match? Since everybody kept filming everything after the match, to where Randy like jokingly like scared Jay or scared Dom with like a kendo stick as he was trying to come out of the cage. As
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Forever, ever, ever, ever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. Nobody tells Randy Orton what to do. No one puts baby in a corner.
Right.
Right.
The fans chanting like he's Pedro Martinez. Who's your daddy?
Oh,
who's your daddy?
Oh my God. I am so glad as a Yankees fan that you knew that. Thank you. See? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Hey, we got fucking Roderick McDonough here.
Right. We got Roderick. We got Roddy McFunko Pop.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to see the response from the fans on that one. Roger Strawberry's in their neck brace.
Katie and Dom next to Randy Orton. This looks like a fucking tag team, like an NXT tag team trying to jump.
RKO! Let's go!
I mean, is it? I don't know when Cole if it's kind of perfectly lined up.
Only rolls over him to get the mic.
That was a little pause worthy. You didn't need to do all that thrusting.
He's the Viper. He slithers, man. What
can you do? I don't need to feel your Viper up on me, sir. I don't need to feel your Viper up on me.
I can feel that on my arm, man.
You already did what you needed to do. Don't rub that shit up on me.
Bro, you're rubbing my elbows.
Right. I am a boy, Damon.
What did he say?
I don't know. I was too busy making jokes. Folks.
Daddy's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Rewind.
Is it going to be Randy Orton versus Dom?
Randy versus Dom
tonight.
Later on tonight.
Woo! Poor JD.
I want to see a dead body.
Yeah, look, someone else said it. Marvin, welcome back. Poor JD, he taken all those RKOs. He taken them strong too, and they chucked him like a lawn dart.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, tag team turmoil tonight. By the way, there is actual wrestling happening this eve.
There are not things besides CM Punk.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, I definitely think that. I mean, this will be interesting. We got a lot of teams in it. I kind of want Indus to win. We have a very special guest.
Who? A CMA award winning. Who? They're doing this strictly for the New Day here. Who?
Jelly Roll.
Oh!
Yeah, my boy. Yes. Shout out to Jelly. That is dope. I'm good with that.
Oh, 100%. Big fan of him just as a human being. Like, regardless of, he has a few songs I like. Him as a human being, man.
He's got a lot of songs I like. But yeah, no, him as a human, his story.
Truth!
Yes! What did
I don't know. I pop more for wrong killings than, than Jelly Roll.
For sure. You got them all.
You got them all.
Platinum Jelly Rolls.
Platinum Jelly Rolls is what our Truth wants.
No, you is blind.
You is blind. No, he is deaf.
Why? Does he smell?
All right.
Is that a fart?
I don't know, but you had me, and then you lost me very quickly. Paul giveth and Paul taketh away, because you had me there. Hey, Jelly Roll. Hey, our Truth. Chisawa doing whatever the fuck that was. But we've got New Day versus Alpha Academy versus Creed Brothers versus DIY versus Imperium versus Indus Sher in a tag team turmoil match to determine who's the number one contender. As we're cutting to where's it's not fucking Tom Phillips. Who was the fucking guy from like the In Your Houses and everything like that that would always be showing
Pat Gale.
Yes.
Potty. Dude,
right? Yeah, at least got the first letter right. Yeah. I said Tom Phillips instead of Todd Pettingale.
Yeah, the guy that was writing letters to his boss about Sonny won't stop bothering me. On a complete side note, ironically, in the news today, dude, we're not going to get too far into this. I don't know how much people want to talk about it.
I don't want
to. Tammy gets sentenced to multiple counts, 17 years, 18 years, something like that. So that's it. That's all I got.
I'm going to say she's lucky she got that, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all for it. And I don't want to, like I said, I mean, it is what it is. I think she deserved what she got. Maybe she'll have a chance to fix her shit up while she's stuck inside, and maybe she gets paroled in 8 years and kumbaya. But when you take someone's life, I mean, that's a hard thing to come back from.
It's the end of sunny days, fucking one way or another. But speaking of Jelly Rolls, though, I got him in the front row right now.
If you are a grown-ass man and you want to feel a little emotion and you haven't heard it, go find Save Me by Jelly Roll. And if that doesn't make you kind of stiffen your upper lip, nothing ever will.
Well, shit, just go watch his acceptance speech from the CMAs and everything.
I think I said that.
There's a reason 100% that the front view, the front window of your car is much bigger than the rear view, because 100% what you're doing in front of you is way bigger than the shit that's behind you.
Well, me and him are the same age. That's why I love that speech. But here comes the Alpha Academy as tag team turmoil kicking off.
I guess shout out being younger. I don't know. I was just joking because you said you're the same age. I'm
no,
trying to make a joke.
The youth of the channel. The youth of the channel.
Yeah, fucking youth. Okay.
RKO next. NXT North American champ. Yeah. Oh, I don't. That'd be hilarious though.
I'll just say this though. He's saying the bar I work at is across the street from where they sentenced her today. Isn't that ironic?
Don't you think?
A little bit. Artist, I said 15-20 based on the no contest. Nailed it. What now? Man, who doesn't love the teaming of Tozawa and R-Truth? Just comedy gold.
Yeah.
Just give me just R-Truth.
Oh wait, yo, DIY was already in the ring, or did they just get an entrance?
No, they just came out. They came out.
Okay, I completely missed it. They need better music.
Who was it? Kyron that was been giving me crap about my take on the entrances and everything like that, and you're out here just missing them. So I have to pick them up.
They need better music.
Yeah. Eric, what up? Where's green t-shirt guy? Is he not there?
It's gotta be.
Oh my god,
I think he's there. To the right, behind the ref.
I'm trying to look if they cut there for more than a second. Maybe he's on the hard cam side.
Right. Jelly Roll. KJ just posted him.
Is he telling you what you posted or what he posted? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, actually, he's right. That the clip I sent you on Saturday or Sunday, I put up on my story. That's shout out. I did.
Dedication. This man's
Right.
in here deep. Pause.
Coincidences.
I think not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I posted that speech because it was very inspiring. But back to the wrestling. Who's winning tag team turmoil, folks?
Right.
Who are you taking? Yeah. Who you got? I'm taking Indus Sher.
Trying to remember.
Because I'm on the Indus.
I'll take the Creeds.
The Creeds? Creed's a good show.
Take the Creeds.
It's a good show.
Yeah. Is it weird though that neither one of us took DIY?
No, the way they're
really excited until they gave us 2023 DIY.
I just think they're not there yet. You got to give it time. You got to let it. I mean, again, with this audience, and there's again, you're in a.
I'm starting to wonder if they're gonna get there.
I don't know that. That's the tricky part. I mean, to me, they have just felt a little not at the level they need to be.
I love them, I think as far as presentation, as far as I think where they view them on the card, I think they've somehow slid. I don't know if it's because of the injury history, what have you.
Tozawa can't rip the t-shirt. Otis did, though. So is it interesting? It's Otis and Tozawa and Gable's at ringside?
So we have a caterpillar and I don't even know what I want to try and call Tozawa's. Yeah, a tadpole.
Tapeworm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. What else we got? Do you think a heel turn tonight? Specifically with who?
Oh, I think, is he just guessing in general? Like, well, your odds are pretty good then.
I mean, again, there's still the possibility of Punk coming out and basically holding the fort of, you know what, I don't even want to be here. You know what, I came back, blah, 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 and still kind of pitch that. I don't think it's going to happen, but, I mean, there is potential there. Randy's always a potential, but not tonight.
Right.
Yo, Alpha out.
Yeah. As now we got your guys, Indus Sher.
By DIY.
Are you indecisive? You're Indus Sher?
No, I had to take Indus Sher. I'm on the Indica.
Fair enough. I like where I was going with the Inda jokes. You are in the know.
What a pillar. A what a pillar. There you go.
A what a pillar? What?
I will remind everybody, I know the chat is booming. Keep it going. But remember, if you don't feel like we're clicking on you, we got the super chat, the super sticker to stand out. We will do our best as this continues to get busier. And holy shit.
Yeah.
In the house.
Fuck. I couldn't think of another one quick enough.
Really, like, you?
All right, it'll come to me. Nope. Swing and a miss. Man played that slow game with me. Just waited until snick the last one in there. And just like, fuck.
Oh, ooh.
But yeah, no, they were. So I guess I'll mention this because there's been the talk about Authors of Pain coming back to WWE. I guess they were allegedly around like the promo or the program for Survivor Series or something like that or whatever. There's been talk again. I think Indus Sher, if they were going to just do Authors of Pain, you could just do that with Indus Sher. Realistically.
Valid. Yeah. Same idea.
And better performers, and you don't have to worry about, bankruptcy.
Fair enough.
All right.
Big kick. Wow.
Well, I'm going to just call you Panda because that's the most I can make out of your name that I can with the vitamins. But he's saying he's agreeing with you. RKO Rhea, please.
Yeah. Come on now. It's a modern world. She can take it.
Pause. Derek Greg, what up?
What's up,
Paul
Derek?
saying AOP return. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I do. I like AOP. Shut up.
Oh, my boy.
That is a very Vince McMahon move, my guy.
And now we got
finally bring Indus out and they get rolled up.
Boy, is it going to be the New Day?
I hope not. I'm over the last
Day. Then to me, like I said, if I'm booking this and it's not New Day, then it's the Creeds, because if you book them in the slot, they get, they smash through. Maybe you actually get a good match out of DIY here, because veterans and everything, you push them, and then they've still got to go against a Hall of Fame tag team in the New Day.
Possibly. That'd be very interesting. I really don't want. I'd rather DIY or the Creeds win this.
Well, no. Well, that's what I was saying. I was just making my case of how the Creeds, why I booked them to win it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, yes. So tonight, I'm sorry, I'm getting in the bottom there of Randy Orton versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. So I already whooped your dad's ass, and I'm gonna whoop your ass too.
Yeah, come here, Dommy.
Pause.
So if anybody was wondering what Randy Orton's first match was going to look like, he is taking on Dirty Dom Mysterio, and he's going to take a dirty RKO for sure.
Over under 5 minutes.
Oh shit! I wonder if they'll stretch it out a little. I mean, it is his return, and again, you're trying to protect his back, so maybe slightly over 5, not much.
I think it'll be one of those snap side suplex and everything. Vintage drape over DDT. Yeah, it'd be the vintage or in the drape over DDT RKO. Bob's your uncle. Thanks for coming.
Right. Green shirt guy is all elite. Hilarious.
He just got signed. He signed over there because they had to counter some way. They had to take a cornerstone of WWE and they'd sign green t-shirt guy.
But right now we got Johnny Gargano taking the hot tag and rolling.
House of Fire just clotheslines one Creed brother as he bulldogs the other.
That's facts, Chambers. They are gone. Kyle, did I miss the over-under on commercial breaks? Somebody threw it out there. I think someone said 12, even though the first hour is commercial free.
Well, that does help, though. That does help circumvent the difference here. Just because we don't get it on the front end doesn't mean we won't make up for it in the back end.
Oh, well, Nick Khan wants to get his money. So I'll go 9. So I guess under 12. I think we got 14 last week.
Yeah, I'll give you the under. I was almost actually the first number that popped in my head was 8.
Right.
They can combat WWE by building their own stars. What is AW if they knew how to book?
Listen, I mean, you're not wrong, Keyshawn, and maybe we'll dive into this in a commercial break, but that's been my message. I know Nick and I agree on this.
Oh!
What was that?
Leapfrog, like flapjack almost, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Gargano with a crossbody onto Brutus Creed on the outside.
Right.
As I've got Julius and Ciampa right now throwing hands.
Yeah. The thing with AEW, man, is AEW is good. And what AEW has done for the industry is great. And we've said it for a long time. Just say less. Take a page out of Hunter's book. Shut your mouth. And just let the business speak for itself. And that's what's working. Do you stay in your lane and you will grow. But right now you're not growing. What was Dynamite? Another 824,000? Like, those aren't high five numbers, guys. They're not great. And they're not growing. Wow.
To quote Punk, your arms are just a little too short to box with God.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I was just saying, maybe later I'll talk about what Meltzer had to say about all that, by the way.
Oh, fair enough. As I got
Doomsday
Cannonball on the Gargano. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
I like
Wow.
how that's really starting to become a thing, especially that I've at least noticed with WWE, of how the other tag team partner will make sure to make a rush to try and at least sell of like, I'm taking out the other partner.
Yeah.
As to why they're not breaking up the tag. So we've got the New Day coming out in Predators gear.
And
boy.
They're not
going
going
to win. Time Warner, though, and you see WWE, and I could only imagine the ratings numbers and everything. And now officially, it seems like they're doing like what you said of they're going to hold it to the last hour. We're going to build up the anticipation the whole time. What those numbers are going to look like versus, granted, it's his return, so those are skewed, but this is the closest 1A to 1B comparable from WWE to AEW. So we had him on our television, and we could only get 500 with him. They can have him on their television, and they get 1, 2, pick a number, million with him. And we're discussing media rights with AEW right now between Warner. Maybe we second guess some things now.
No, very, very possible, Nick. You would have no choice but to kind of reevaluate. Look at your you chose Jack Perry and the Bucks and Hangman over Punk at the end of the day. Like, that was your decision. So you got to live by that.
Right. So we signed Adam Copeland, right, Tony, and he did. The viewership actually technically went down when we debuted him. Is that right, Tony? Right. Yep. And then WWE signed CM Punk and have what I feel could arguably be one of their biggest Raws to potentially of all time. I don't want to go too far with that, but that's shooting the moon, but of recent memory. So what are we doing that they're not? And I know who's gone where. You've now had an EP. You have a 3 count?
No. I was just I was mimicking Xavier.
Got you.
I even brought my popcorn for the night.
Well, I do have a Slim Jim standby here, so I can do it. But you can tell that with the green screen, the yellow doesn't even
don't make jokes like that, bro.
Pause. 2 count. Well, I can be like Cody and just, sample everything. # not sponsored. Maybe we'll get a Slim Jim deal. Pause. We'll be like the Macho Man.
The Macho Man. Ryback said on his podcast a few months ago that he is insults to return to WWE. The fact that CM Punk is there means that it's really going to happen. Feed Ryback Roman Reigns. Not at all, Terrence. You're never going to see this man there. That is a bridge burned too dark. It's done. It's over. It's gone. I don't want to see him. Does anybody want to see him?
No, actually, fun fact. I don't know if you're in the same club as I am. I feel like you probably are. I got blocked by Ryback today because
I haven't been blocked by Ryback yet that I know of.
I have. So I guess I'm the first on the channel. Surprisingly, out of the two of us, I'm the first one to get blocked by Ryback. But it's because he actually said something like this of that his return to pro wrestling will get a way bigger reaction and everything like that than Fragile Phil and everything. And I get that he's still obviously just trolling just to get fucking clicks and everything because he keeps bitching more about algorithms than bookings. If you're a pro wrestler, bookings is what you're looking for, not fucking clicks, you fuck. But yeah, I mentioned, is it sad that people are more excited for your now 3rd time retiring than seeing you even for a minute ever step foot into a pro wrestling ring again?
Do you know what gets a bigger pop than Ryback returning? Ryback
retiring.
Yeah, fuck off.
This man put a poll up about retiring. Didn't like that everyone told him to retire, so he put another poll up that did the same thing. And then, if CM Punk returns, I'll retire. Now everyone's like, I need that retirement boy. Bye,
Ryback. But no. Right. And again, he just proves that he's, I meant to. Shut up. You have a fucking.
It proves everything that everyone has said about this man is 100%, but not to get fully distracted as I've got an elbow from Julius Creed onto Xavier for a 2 count.
Yeah, now we can quickly talk about the fact that the Creeds are the future of this division.
Oh yeah, that's why I picked them.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
I picked the big guys that were out right away.
So. You picked. Yeah, see, that's weird. You picked the beef.
I like the beef. What can I say?
Pause. I can't be talking about Slim Jims and then you say some shit like that.
Yeah,
too,
wait a minute.
Right, just all knows, all pauses.
But Xavier going for the pin.
One, two out. Are we like perfectly in sync?
It feels like it.
Fair enough.
Usually, we're simpatico. Do I got to bring this up again?
I was going to start singing Ebony and Ivory, but I was like, I don't think I can.
No. That's Ivory and Ivory, motherfucker.
Right, Ivory on Ivory.
Uh,
Underrated female pro wrestler, by the way, Ivory.
I love Ivory, Hall of Famer.
Right.
Wow, big save on the double stomp. Oh.
Huge ass kind of backbreaker coup de grace. Jason says, Nick, KJ, Triple H has to continue the story with Seth and CM Punk. He will. I would have Seth come out, cut a promo about how CM Punk should not be here, and have CM Punk come out and shoot a pipe bomb promo. I think they're going to do part of that tonight.
You know what I think might happen? I think this night might end in just a straight up fist fight. Like, we're going to sell it as hard as we can. I think they could potentially lean into Punk getting in fights, like putting people in rear naked chokes and shit. Like,
right.
Play that up. A non-wrestling brawl.
100%. As I've got. So Julius Creed caught Kofi on the slam, rolled through, still then slammed him after he booted Woods off of him. And now we're getting the Doomsday Cannonball here.
No, Julius Creed is he could be a generational guy, man.
Well, there was the talk before that Vince viewed them as 3 count, by the way, but viewed both these guys as future WrestleMania guys. Imperium. Oh, I forgot. I forgot they're in the fucking match.
Well, you got to remember the Creeds and the Imperium have history. They have a rivalry, stems back to NXT. But dude, do you not?
This is.
Oh wait,
I genuinely forgot they were in the match. This is gonna get fucking good.
Yeah. Just remember, they're not getting along right now, so this will be very interesting. And you find it amazing? Like, they just knocked off one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. They just knocked off DIY. I mean, that's a huge rub for the young up and coming tag team.
Oh, 100%. And I think if they get the win now over Imperium that I didn't even remember was in the match, it's even a bigger thing. Because think about it, this is a couple months ago, maybe a year or so ago, this is an NXT takeover, an NXT Premium Live event match. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
This is a regular episode of NXT main event that you're building the show around.
Yeah, no, they had a couple good matches. So, yeah, this is very interesting. Putting the Creeds over huge, says C Money. Oh, Vinci's now in the book.
So, back to what you were talking about, though, because I can't remember who brought it up yesterday. But the idea of what if they just do what AEW left on the table to an extent? They do their version of the brawl out. They do their version of he's this disrupting force of shit. All Drew McIntyre had to do was walk past the fucker, and everybody's like, can you believe that? He hates the man. He doesn't want to be here anymore because there's already that buzz around his contract situation.
Plus, I mean, again, you can have him kind of act a fool, and you can even play on the idea of, you know what? Punk's suspended. He'll be, and he's out for a week or so, because they aren't going to give us Punk. Like, I mean, Punk's going to get into a rhythm where, we're going to pick our spots with him. He's not going to wrestle every week. He's not going to be in there with Lee Moriarty anymore.
Well, no, that is a very valid question, though, because think about it. In AEW, he was a weekly performer. And do you survive the ins and outs of being a weekly performer when you're in there more during the week with a Cody Rhodes, with a Seth Rollins, with a Jey Uso, with all of that, versus, like you said, respect to everybody, Lee Moriarty, and Action Andretti, Dante Martin, etc.
Yeah, I know you're definitely more protected when you're getting in with seasoned vets, and again, you're picking your spots. If he's in there every week, trying to do buckshot lariats and shit, it's not going to go well for his return. So you pick a spot. You give him an opportunity. You make it when he steps in that ring to fight. It's a big fucking deal. It's not just another match.
Oh, 100%. Like we've said on the channel, this is treat it like boxing, stick and move, stick and move. That's what this. WWE, you're grounded.
So is Punk.
Apparently.
Everybody, go to bed. What's up, Jetty?
You can have that. Oh.
Ivy Nival shouldn't be in a tag team. Girl has talent. I think it's just, she does have talent, but it's a nice way to break her in. Pause.
Double pause. But yeah, no. That's the thing. She's one of those talent. She's one of those wrestlers that has some talent, doesn't have a ton of personality. So
yeah,
you got to have somebody that makes up for that.
Yeah, I think with Ivy that she's green, very green, lots of talent, a bit on the smaller side, but again, she's going to be. We're watching like the evolution, pun intended, I suppose, right in front of our eyes of how wrestling's evolving, and they got a nice core of veterans leading the way and bringing in eyes, and then you got this younger talent that's growing into who they are so that they can now take over and develop the next generation of WWE wrestling.
Well, like I said earlier, when you have a Milky Way of stars, and now I'm going to give myself the munchies talking about Milky Ways, and everything, you do also still need those guys that develop underneath, that work the mid-cards and everything, and then build up to be in those spots. That's the thing, is Eddie Guerrero was great because he built up to that fucking spot. Rey Mysterio was great because he built up to that fucking spot at times. Everybody forgets that a lot of these guys started off in the mid-card and built their shit up to that. This could potentially go back to I don't want to say fully the Attitude Era, but that kind of to where I'll say the Vince Russo era, respectfully, to where everybody from top to bottom on the card had a story and everybody still at least kind of interacted. And I think there's enough contingency plan there. There's enough long-term vision there that will keep this ship moving in the right direction versus it just spirals into chaos.
Right. And then you sprinkle in a little Tozawa, sprinkle in a little R-Truth or the Yes Boys for some, comic.
Like I said, a little bit of your Vince Russo. You get your fucking fart jokes and everything.
Big belly to belly.
Really run away from this being, but at the same time, you still get matches like this to where I've got Julius Creed right now just kipping up and belly to belly suplexing everybody and anybody. Now he's about to do this to both men. Yup. And kips up after it. God damn it. If Scott Steiner didn't do the juice and wasn't like fucking 45 by the time he got to WWE, that's 100% what you have here with Julius Creed. Yeah. I'm saying in the fact that he's like the more athletic Braun Breaker.
Yeah, well, do you remember young Scott Steiner before he was jacked? He was just kind of like the average college guy, right, with the fucking mullet and ready to go.
No neck, the fucking neon singlet and everything. Right? Yeah, and then he became the big bad booty daddy.
Right, Rick was the bigger of the two Steiners until one of them.
Seriously, that's why the Frankensteiner was Scott's move, because he was the more athletic one. He was the more that he was. The Julius to Brutus.
Yeah. If anyone finds the Boston Bruins, let me know. Random. Are they losing?
I don't know. You can go find them in the harbor.
They are 3-0 to Columbus. It happens, my guy. They're on a bit of a downturn right now.
Right.
I think they lost a couple in a row.
I was going to say, I can't say shit about any professional sports team after yesterday.
It hurts a little.
Oh, 100%. I'm out here like Dido of please don't come to wondering why without a bed. Oh, we've got. Oh, that was almost really fucking cool.
Wow.
That man was literally about to Mario hop over his brother and Giovanni to superplex Ludwig off the top rope, and he just kind of half missed the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking impressive spot to even think to try and do. When have you ever seen someone try that shit?
Yeah. No, and the crowd is now chanting, "This is awesome." And I know someone said they got a little quiet. WWE crowds tend to be a little quiet between stuff, so I expect that out of them, but they're cheering now.
Don't act like WWE's crowd is the fucking Japanese crowd.
Yeah, they're not New Japan. Come on now.
They just tend to just sit on their hands from time to time. No, they're normally loud. They're normally wide.
And your new #1 contenders.
And who could, honestly, I feel, win the belts?
Julius and Beefy Creed. And Ivy look good.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to host a fucking Pelotonics class or something.
Right?
Fucking Zumba. She's out there. What's his name there? With the Taibo.
Julia Michaels?
No, original guy. Yeah. I don't want to guess the name because I know exactly where I'm thinking.
Billy Blanks. Thanks.
There we go.
This Cannonball Doomsday is crazy.
Oh, it's the tush push of pro wrestling. You can't beat it.
That's funny. The tush push of pro wrestling.
Well, because I saw Jobson's comment there of worst officiating I have ever seen at a football game. 100%.
Wait,
you had 10 calls to 1.
Sorry, I'm distracted. Good. I have my own celebration to have right now. Oh. Oh.
As Rhea's out here consoling Dom.
I hear you. I hate you guys.
Oh no, he's anticipating that he's going to take shit because he took the pin.
Wow, he's going on the offensive, folks.
Yeah, but think about it. This is Punishment Martinez initially and everything like that. I still remember him from Ring of Honor and all that. This man's in East Coast doing everything. He's either go ahead, come on, let me have it, come on, talk, let's talk.
Wow, they're actually like everything's good, bro. That makes me nervous, folks. They're too reassuring right now.
Yeah. Friends are not this nice in pro wrestling. Sometimes in real life, too.
JD versus the Creed brothers could be fun. And again, it sets it up where we're not sure how JD's doing, and they lose to the Creed brothers could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Oh, 100%. I've been waiting for that. I think this is planting seeds. 100%.
Right. Oh.
I like how they have their own like goth lounge. As I've got an advertisement or pitch for Cody Rhodes is coming up next. And just think, we could have been tuning into Wednesday Night Dynamite or Saturday Night Collision and seeing CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill and Brian Pillman Jr., not to be forgotten. Fair enough. But on Wednesdays and Saturdays, instead we're watching Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, I don't even, dude. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's like there's so much truth there, right? Like, what do you do?
Right. Well, it's like I said, it's one of those of the walls are getting thin there. Pause. When it comes to defending the trenches of AEW isn't at least in the number 2 position. I'm not even going to bash it of anything else besides say, admit that you are in the number 2 spot. Stay in your lane. That is what will best serve you in this. Look at Impact. They're the Harry Potter of pro wrestling. The boy that should have died 18 times. And the boy who lived.
The wrestling that lived.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So take some lessons from that fucker.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, they literally, this is what Tony's done is before he was ready. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like when you see a young fighter coming up and they start talking smack about one of the headliners, and then the booker gives him that fight and he gets blown up. And you're like, well, you talked to, you weren't there yet. Doesn't mean you can't be there, but you weren't ready for that matchup. Now you've learned your lesson, and they can't compete one on one. We talked about it yesterday, Nick. There is no bullet that is going to counter what is happening right now here.
Everybody has been served that slice of humble pie in their life in some form or facet of another. Tony Khan has a fucking side table right now of that shit fucking building up because as, the well-endowed, I'll say that monetarily wise, pause. I was going to call him the spoiled rich kid, but I'm like, well, I don't want to be too offensive with it. But
just financially,
he doesn't know how to take down that slice of humble pie here. Pause.
Yeah.
So now the stacks are building up, and that table is about to fucking break. I feel.
Again, yeah, like if you don't have structure, if you don't have a plan, it falls to shit pretty fucking quick. So this is a chance where, again, I don't care what Tony Khan says publicly. He has to be losing his fucking mind.
To go on a side tangent, and I know we're going.
Well, you go on your side tangent. I'm going to go.
I'll go on a side tangent while we tag for pauses for the causes here. So I'll pull the audience here and everything. KJ can answer it when he gets back and everything. If this was an NFL team, like if this was the Jaguars that both the Khan family owns and everything, if this was a basketball team, a football team, a hockey team, anything with that, and this was the output you were getting after 4 years, granted, you're an expansion franchise, so. Maybe let's look at like the Seattle Kraken or the Golden Knights or anything like that. If this was the output you were getting after four years or so, would you probably fucking fire a coach, maybe fire a GM, anything like that, or at least somebody be on the fucking hot seat, something like that? That's really the way I would look at it because that's the way you kind of have to look at it. You need to leave the fucking personalities and the friendships and everything out of this. You need to run this like a business. The EVPs, your buddies, have done nothing but through the faults of their egos, taken every bit of ammunition away from you and given it to the other side. As I've got Cody Rhodes coming out right now. This Wednesday, Tony Khan has a big announcement. Cryback is holy. Oh, my God. Cody Rhodes. Here's Cody. Yes, 100%. So what do we think Cody's big... Does Cody have an announcement? What is his statement? Is he going to talk about... Is he going to warm people up? Is he like the hype man for Punk later tonight about talking shit about AEW? Is he going to just come out here and address his time in AEW before Punk addresses his time? Does he address the situation at all? I thought I saw some people early in the chat saying that there was pictures floating around of Cody hanging out with Dixie because they're in Nashville. I think that's more of just so she can get a ticket. He's, she's his +1 and all that. Interesting to me that Randy was out here being more of a babyface in the crowd, I feel, than Cody a little bit, but. So, yeah, adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes. And see, as soon as I said that, he can't be outdone. He's got to sign an autograph for the kids. But remember, though, when wrestling was like that shit, if you had people, like even when Punk returned last night, there's the whole big shot of the guy just grabbing him and just bear hugging him. I'm like, you're mine now. That's how wrestling used to be, and this is how it feels. Since last night, within the past 48 hours, pro wrestling, I feel like has been turned on its head a little bit. We have CM Punk in WWE, which we never would have thought possible, especially with the way that he left it. Granted, his return and run and everything when AEW helped facilitate that. Shout out Connected Through Wrestling that I see in crowd tonight. But the fact that we have CM Punk right now in WWE, when we have Cody Rhodes, we have Randy Orton, we have Kairi Sane, who just came back. Nia Jax came back. I know somebody sent the list of just the returns that they've had just so far in November. And we're only still building up to Royal Rumble. We've still got WrestleMania on the horizon. So things are only going to get better. It is an insane time to be a pro wrestling fan right now. What do you want to talk about? Oh, fuck. Now we're gonna get nothing but CM Punk chants. What do you want to talk about? I'm waiting for the CM Punk chants. So many stories. This man just likes to talk about fucking stories, apparently. Cody Rhodes is in line for the next head of talent relations. Oh, don't say that. Cody versus Punk would be pretty freaking awesome. I think that could main event night one for the World Heavyweight Championship if you get Dwayne versus Roman to main event night 2. What do you want to talk about? As Big Pop for Jey Uso mentioned. A little bit of an even bigger reaction for Seth there. Interesting. It's the EVP in him. Fair enough. Hey, and they go into Seth's chant and everything. Nakamura might get Cody next to fill some of Cody's time till Mania. Well, now, fun fact, it was Nakamura completely right about, calling out CM Punk. He's really just going to be here to take on Nakamura. Is that where we're going here? Who's Jade Cargill? I mean, Jade Cargill. Thank you for, I guess, trying to correct my pronunciation in the spelling. I don't know what you're trying to do. I want Nakamura versus Punk. Do we get there before we get to Seth? I know I said that kind of joking because everybody thought that's what Nakamura was calling out, but could that really be a thing? Sorry, what is Cody getting emotional about that I missed here? So now we're going to talk about CM Punk. So the other story. So that's what it was. This man had to get emotional before he talked about the other story. As we instantly into the CM Punk chant. So we've got our first CM Punk chant. I almost want to count those more than commercial breaks. Hey, so Cody welcomes him back as he even drops that. Everybody's going to be tuning in to see what he has to say and all of that. A fisherman always spots the other fisherman from afar. What in the fucking dusty, shit was that? No, she's in W. What? Who? Joe, put down the vitamins, sir. I think Nakamura interrupts Punk or Seth Rollins. I don't think so. I don't think the only person I think that interrupts Punk would be Seth. Cody is happy he's another guy in the locker room to talk AEW PTSD stories with. Fair enough. Very valid. Very valid. Oh, Hagen, way to just tell everyone your full name there. So should I just call you Keith from now on? Sonya Deville still with WWE? Yes. As I missed what Cody said. He's declaring for the Rumble. He's declaring his vote for his campaign for presidency. Nakamura was going after against Cody this whole time because the lights go out. You are brave. You are a brave hero who has won his battle. Now you say you need to continue your story. He's been saying that, sir, for quite a month. Actually, he says he needs to finish it, not continue it. But I need you to set me free, to awaken me, to evolve. Pause. Joe, I didn't know who you were messing with, me or the chat. Clarify. So we're going to get... So who was it that said it earlier? I feel like it's not that far ahead. But if I miss you, let me know. I feel like I just read that. Boss is saying I'm absolutely down for Cody versus Shinsuke. Well, I'll take that. But yeah, somebody out before that said that we were going to get Shinsuke versus Cody as Shinsuke shows up and red mist Cody in the face. Should we do a fucking top 5 wrestlers in WWE that use the mist at this point? Because Christ, you've got Asuka, you've got Nakamura. I don't feel like Xia Li or somebody's done it too as well. Well, Christ, or just in pro wrestling, we'll use Julia Hart, Sky Blue. There's 4 right there. I kind of feel like that's pretty interesting though, because think about it, Nakamura has the connection to Muda and everything like that, and even did the whole kind of Muda thing to where he's actually kind of selling that he's got like he's lined up for it type shit. And I've seen people that have done like charts about how like what type of color mist has certain effects on wrestlers and everything based on their selling. There's a whole lore to the mist. As I'm in commercial break, God knows what now, as I'm getting a replay from Survivor Series from Saturday.
Whoa!
Well, I'm getting an advertisement for what's going to happen on Friday.
Logan's
going to be on Friday. Logan Paul's going to be on SmackDown.
Like we don't have enough star power. Here comes Logan.
Right. Like I said, more stars than in the Milky Way, sir.
Red flavor. It's the ketchup flavor. Habanero. Never mind.
Fuck. Well, sorry. No, the second that you said it was a ketchup flavored, I was like, this man going straight back to his Canadian roots. You already talked about your milk bags, pause. And now you instantly go to ketchup and everything, which, by the way, fun fact, I sent KJ, well, I sent our group chat about a whole clip about ketchup chips. How it's, I guess, a Canadian staple. I'll do, so around me, as we're in commercials, so I can say this, I'll do all dressed over, I haven't really honestly had ketchup chips, but I like all dressed chips.
I would do ketchup over all dressed.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Ketchup Doritos, man. You got to find them. I got to send you a bag.
I feel like they were sold for like a hop, skip, and a jump around me. Then again, still, the GOAT of chips of all time is Doritos Cool Ranch.
Yes.
GOAT.
Does anyone remember Texas Tang? Doritos Texas
Was
Tang.
he a wrestler or what? What?
Not Al Bundy, Orange Tang, but
well, I was gonna say I don't remember him in Memphis, Mid-South, and everything. Good old Texas Tang. He took on Terry Funk so many times.
Right, folks. We are on a commercial break. We are rolling through, and yes, Nakamura finally reveals who he's been talking about, and I personally love this idea. I'm assuming that Nakamura is going to be in the Rumble. Cody's officially the first entrant into the 2024 Royal Rumble.
So does that mean he gets number 1?
He's got to be early. He's got to be early. 1, 2, 3, 5 at the latest. Last time was too much of a layup. He's got to go through war this time.
Well, and even then, especially on the men's, and what we could potentially see arguably on the women's, but especially on the men's, at this point, it's kind of a murder's row. If you kind of really don't know fully, you can't, like, the odds 100% have never felt realer as to who could be the one to win the Royal Rumble, because it's so unknown.
It's shaping up to be one of the most stacked Rumbles ever. It really is. Like, I mean, potentially Cody, Punk, Orton. We don't know what storylines you're going to be in. So potentially there is possibilities. Could a Gunther be in the Rumble? Could a Logan Paul be in the Rumble? You know, like the names just go
Like
on and on.
Mussolini and
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Right? What if that's Punk's goal? I'm going to win the Rumble and I'm going to go on to main event WrestleMania like I always should have.
Right. And I get to choose who I want to face.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think I talked about it on Survivor Series. A CM Punk versus Roman Reigns match, I'd still be highly interested in.
Yeah.
He could do the same shit. And just that's the thing is Roman needs to go back to on a tangent here. Get back to being that actual badass that would sit there and cut promos to the camera as he's whooping your ass. He needs to go back to being Debo on the fucking corner.
Fair enough. And I mean, the potential of just alone, I mean, on the periphery, you have Punk versus Paul with the mic. I mean, that unto itself is exciting.
Oh, I was literally so tunnel focused with that, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Royal Rumble.
Now, when he said first, he meant first contestant, right?
Right?
Now, how do you feel, though, that it is Nakamura versus Cody?
I like it. I like it. Again, you're trying to continue Nakamura as a viable heel in this company. Cody needs the next chapter of the story, right? What?
But Nakamura's taken an L again.
Possibly, but I mean, again, Cody. Oh, we're getting the Punk. Oh, look!
Oh my God! Quit! Every time they're gonna play this music. Yeah, how fitting. Hey, Tony, you won't give up the rights? Fuck you. We'll remaster that shit.
You're gonna hear it tonight.
The first time in 9 years, Cult of Personality has been played on Monday Night Raw.
100%.
Fun facts.
Yeah, look, the most 87 million views across social media, bro. Anybody want to doubt CM Punk's value?
Again, that's why, like I said, think about how the dynamic has changed.
Yep.
You're WWE. You're trying to shop your media rights for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have CM Punk on Monday Night Raw, and look at the fucking numbers we did after him debuting.
Yeah.
Tell us we don't have value.
Oh,
meanwhile, now your AW in media rights negotiations with Warner, who arguably TBS could sign Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But so now your competition, your literal comparable competition, who you've said is your competition, has a guy you had, now has multiple guys you had, but now has the guy you fired, and they are drowning you out in ratings. You had him on a show that you built up and everything, did 500,000. I can guarantee will do more than 500,000 in the quarter segment that Punk shows up, or however long he shows up for.
100%. As Ivar coming out to the ring, take on Bronson Reed, folks. We will take your predictions. Who do you got? Who do you got? I'm predicting Nick's going to take a break.
I was going to say, that's the my horn to leave.
Right. Everybody hates Punk. Everybody hates Punk. I don't know how factual that is, JV. I don't know, buddy. But he's a cancer, clearly. And again, you think this will be the big thing about Punk and that reputation of being a cancer. He was painted as a cancer, but how many people, we talk about Cody Rhodes is already here. Jade's talked about her relationship with Punk and how he helped her. How many others? A Ricky Starks, is he interested in jumping ship because of CM Punk? FTR, I know they're stuck there for a couple more years, but then again, they could get themselves fired. They just got to go slap somebody around. So, I mean, yes, some people didn't like him, but maybe we're going to see who really did stand by Punk, who really does feel Punk. That sounds maybe a little wrong. But at the end of the day, folks, we are getting Bronson Reed. We got Ivar and Valhalla here. Break number 5. Reed for the win. Whoa. Reed for the win. Bronson Reed for the dub. I'm not sure what BS is, so we'll get back to that later. Oh, well, that's what it is. Go Columbus. And they got my goalie sitting on the bench. Bastards. I'm a Scorpio VHS. All right. These two are on apparently think this is a dating app. Reed for the win. CM Punk is the man of WWE. Dude, it's hard to argue. You got to give him some credit. You got to understand that he literally, it moves the needle. Triple H said it best. Punk is a conversation starter. And you want people talking about wrestling. When you got mainstream media covering this, when you got the BBC covering this, when you got, the entire wrestling world, either for better or for worse, talking about this, it matters. Monday Night Meat, let's go. The meat, wow, big suplex on Ivar. Ivar for the win. This one's a tough one to call, guys. This is a bit of a coin flip on this one. He might have just saved you a couple hours, Boston. No spoilers. What's up, L Middlebrook? Taking Reed. Thank you. Mike's taking Bronson. Bears 3-0. Yeah, a very lackluster game going on in Monday Night Football. Two teams that really don't seem to want to win. So, yeah, I'm not exactly cheering for the Vikings, but I am cheering for one of their players adamantly right now. Woo! Thank you. Oh, JV is going to be a little heartbroken. Yes, you are, buddy. Big Nick's on break, so I will say hello from KJ. Big Nick will be back in a moment. Could you give a shout out to the people of Wrestling Gold? We would appreciate it. Well, I'll give a shout out to Wrestling Gold, and big shout out. Go say hi to our friends. Double A, welcome to the stream. And yeah, Big Nick will be returning, so maybe he'll repeat what I just said. I don't have a I get it, buddy. I do. Especially doing all these live streams. I'm like, what did I miss? Damn, that hurt. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a big, hard-hitting match. And I'm going to take a minute to remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. If you are just tuning in, again, we're creeping up in the high, mid to high 70s. We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you didn't know, we did just hit 3K subscribers. So we are graciously humble on the fact that people tune in. I love the family that we've created here on this channel in less than 2 years, with all the hours that we've put in. Blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this channel. So we thank you so much. I couldn't do this without Big Nick, my partner in crime. I thank him for coming on every night and banging this out with me. Also, Luna Havoc, Anthony, the others that were here in the past. But most importantly, for everybody that tunes in to listen to us argue, ramble, and bicker about wrestling, we are flattered, we are humbled, and we can't thank you enough. So we always say it. If you want to support the channel, we don't put up click our PayPal or anything like that. It's literally the super chat, the super stickers, that kind of thing. And if you really, really want to help us let everybody know where you're watching your wrestling content, we got more coming your way. We got the Dirt Sheet debates. We got Luna Mania running wild. And we got more plans up our sleeves, one way or the other. But we thank you all for the huge milestone. And we're looking for more. And we can't wait to continue to watch this grow. So make sure you like and subscribe. Tomorrow we're back with NXT. Dynamite on Wednesday is going to be very interesting. I will be very excited to see the continuation of the Continental Classic, but I really want to see if there's any internal response on AEW on Wednesday, as far as, are there little digs, are there jokes, are there comments? We heard Malachi Black mention CM Punk on Saturday, and a lot of people were like, well, So very exciting. Thursday, we're here with the Impact on the Twitter. No, the Impact crew will be here on Thursday. Luna Havoc and Anthony. Friday, we have the doubleheader with Nick and I. Saturday, Collision, and so forth. We're heading towards NXT Deadline, and we got so much to cover. We got GCW, New Japan, so much coming your way. So thank you for joining us tonight, and keep it coming, folks, as we come back out of commercial break, as I almost timed it perfectly. Oh, MJF versus WWE JV. I'm skipping that one. That's funny as shit, though. Let the games begin. Listen, MJF's going to be very interesting. Reports came out today, Ramit, of, I don't know if everyone's heard this, but MJF has torn his labrum. So very much in the same vein of his buddy Cody. MJF on the shelf is going to really, really hurt AEW right now. The rumor is he's still going to fight Joe, but a lot of rumors have been that maybe MJF loses to Joe. This might play into it even bigger. But MJF being absent from AEW is really going to hurt them right now. Tony needs all hands on deck. Tony needs everybody performing at top level. Tony needs everybody bringing to the table value. Enough of the Jericho main events, enough of the Jeff Jarrett's. You need compelling shit to hook people in. And again, the Continental Classic's got some really good matchups, but Tony Khan is in a position where MJF's absence is going to hurt him. Congrats on the 3K. Well deserved. Thank you, Kyle. KJ, do you see Seth versus Punk at Mania? Yes, very, very, very likely. I really think right now you've just set up Cody and Nakamura so that they're taken care of. Seth, I mean, right now it's too hot not to. The question becomes, do they fight at Rumble? And does it carry to WrestleMania? That would be my question. If Punk does, I still have a part of me that thinks that you could put Punk in the Rumble and play out that whole, the locker room hates Punk, and they all try and get rid of him. As Valhalla's up on the apron, the ref's saying no, and it looks like Bronson's going to be in trouble in a second. Much love. Middlebrook, thank you. Added to the piggy bank. What's going on? Bottles of ketchup. We were just talking about ketchup. You must have heard us. There you go. Big Nick saying thank you. 4K by 2024. Smile mark. If we pull that off, I'll be thrilled. I've always set my goals and my markers. The last 2 milestones for us, we've done ahead of schedule. And like I said, we're not even 2 years old yet, guys. So it's been great. It's been wonderful. JJ is a nail. Do you like the build between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, KJ and Nick? Damien, I'll be honest with you, I haven't loved it. Again, I think with Tony Khan and AEW at times, there's an easy story to tell with that. And it's been sidetracked by, Nick Wayne's mom and Luchasaurus and who's mad at who. Now, I do like the fact that Adam Copeland has taken out Nick. Oh, wait, Ivar up on the apron. Not on the apron, on the guardrail. On the barrier as he... Was that not a low blow? Oh, DQ. Wow. Death Valley driver into the chair. But Bronson's going to take the L. Or is it a double count out? I thought that was a low blow. Double count out. Yeah, this is a meat fest. Yeah, you heard me. A meat fest. Oh, Ivar's got the chair. The battle goes on. Damien, remind me to bring this one back up. Nick and I are going to discuss Mercedes Moné and her future. I really do think that she's the next target, the next one that comes off the list. Either Tony's going to knee-jerk react and try and get her locked up sooner than later, kind of like he did with Ospreay, or the WWE is going to snag her and reunite her with Bayley, who's about to be pushed out of Damage Control and needs some assistance. It kind of sets itself up nicely. if she gets pushed out of Damage Control, if she does kind of go babyface, she may need help, and that might be it. But Bronson Reed chucking Ivar. Not only, like, I mean, the strength of both these men are crazy. Jared, proud of your 3K, Big Nick and KJ. Jared, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, we are proud, we are humble, and we just love doing this. We never thought we'd be in the mix, but we're pretty proud of ourselves, and we think when you tune in here, we want to give you guys a good time. And so far, so good. Ivar versus Bronson Reed, sponsored by Arby's. They should have that on the apron. As Adam Pearce and crew holding back Bronson. So that rivalry is not done yet. And now we jump to Zoey Starks and Shayna Baszler from earlier today. Oh, and Nia. If Cody #1 in the Rumble, then I'm not watching. It's so predictable he winning. We'll watch, Bonkers. We're gonna watch. Let's be real. I think Cody has to go in 1 or 2. And again, I think there's enough here. There's so many names that could win the Rumble. I think you could kind of get away with maybe he won't. But he doesn't have to win the Rumble to get to Roman. We do have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I like this a lot, Joe. I'm with you. I know there's been some mixed reviews on Ivar. I'm a big fan of Bronson Reed. I'm glad Triple H brought him back. Ivar and Reed. I mean, again, it's a good chance to get both the big guys over, and it's a meat fest. I said it. Zoey needs to be heel. Yeah, she could dig in a little more to be heelish. So right now you got Shayna, Zoey, and Nia arguing, and they're all kind of heelish as Nia Jax is coming to the ring to take on Zoey. CM Punk, winner of the 2024 Royal Rumble. Let me ask everybody who's listening right now. Does CM Punk take over as the #1 potential winner? For the longest time, I think Cody's been the front runner. Does CM Punk entering the mix now become the most likely to win the Rumble if he's in it? I mean, I think it's very telling that Cody's the first guy to announce. I think Punk gets interrupted by Seth. I agree. I think they're going to let Punk go for a little bit, but I think if you want to end this night on fire, you have these two men have a fist fight, not a brawl, not like, you know, the manager, Pierce and the other staff holding them back. Like, make it look like a fist fight. Throw some bombs, throw some haymakers. Have everyone go, oh shit, it's really happening. See, I want to see by the end of the night the social media blow up with, oh yeah, they're falling apart already. Punk's causing problems. How the fuck? That's what I want. That's what I want. Zoey is Jazz 2.0. Fair comparable, JV. You're not wrong. You're not far off. Jade wins the women's. CM Punk wins the men's. I think that Jade is my front runner as well for the women's. I know there's been a lot of discussion about the women, about Jade. And I will say this again, and I will be on the record fully, that there is no issue with Jade. They are taking their time. They are sharpening her into a fine weapon of destruction. And when she does pop up, it's going to be a big deal. Speaking of popping up and being a big deal.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of weapons of mass distraction.
Mass distraction is perfect.
Right, but 100%.
Ooh.
How we feeling?
We're feeling good. I mean, Bronson Reed and Ivar have a big old slap fest that ends in basically
Big boys slapping meat. Can't be wrong with it.
Right. A little more. Now we get Nia Jax and Zoey coming up, Nick. Again, a bit of a whatever. But we'll see what happens.
This is where I worried, though, of I'm interested to see, do you hold people? Granted, there is still a buzz, but do you hold people long enough anticipating something with Punk along the way, or just you can have that? I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll show up in the last hour when you're actually going to do some shit then.
Oh, I mean, tonight I would argue that most people were tuning around. Like, I mean, we'll see when the ratings come out and the quarterlies, but I don't think there's going to be that much of a drop off because people are going to continue. And they haven't said he's going to be the main event, which I know it's been leaked that it is. But the hope is you keep staring at the TV and they give you enough to keep you around. So I think it's fine. And I think they'll come all flocking back at the end of the show. Whether they love or hate Punk, they want to know what he's about to say.
Yeah,
Tony
you
Khan
bunch of motherfuckers.
What?
I said, you bunch of motherfuckers.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, 100% often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. 100% appreciate 3K. I'm still to hit 1K last year. Well, even still, I go calendar year versus when we actually started and everything. And then just double that. So you can have that. That even what I'm mad at. Now we're just going to keep moving and doubling that even more. So much like GameStop, if there's a fucking stock to fucking put your fucking claim to, and 100%, folks, it is the season of giving. So the best gift you can give is the gift of wrestling to somebody else. So whether it be through sharing the link or the merch, anything like that.
Yeah, get yourself a t-shirt, folks. A beautiful Christmas gift.
Yeah, we got you covered if you forgot about, your stepbrother's sister's girlfriend that's showing up for Christmas and you got to grab a gift or anything.
Facts.
But no, as I'm in commercial, I noticed you wanted to talk about Mercedes.
Yes. So now, what's that?
I said, and not the car.
No, not the car. Sasha Banks. Again, we saw, Bailey kind of teasing it on social media, but she is a huge name that's still available out there technically. I do believe that this is the next person that's going to get bid for between these two companies.
Yep. And I'll give you, she's the next big name technically. I think she's all elite. She is one of those, as much as it still would have been a coup for WWE to sign Ospreay, we all expected Ospreay to sign with AEW.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mercedes. Same thing. Same output, same effect, I feel.
Yeah, you know what? And I was with you for the longest time, and I did have the opinion that AEW provided Sasha Banks with the opportunity to be the biggest fish in a smaller pond. I thought that was partly why it would fit so well. Oh, we're getting the fan videos of Saturday.
Oh my God, I want to see. Do we? I won't be mad if we don't, but I want to see.
No.
I recognize
the
fact though that it's considerable. Like, that's the thing is, think about this. And I will still say that this, I'm waiting for it. I swear to God, if it happens, I'm going to fucking shed a tear. Because think about it. The same people that they're showing right now have been in compilations with us. Which, if you watch one of those and then have watched it since then, shout out, appreciate you. But can I just say that I'm even considering that is pretty fucking cool.
Over 71 million views, the most. Wow. I had it listed at 87 million. I don't know where that came from.
Fair enough, but
bro, I did have a moment there of like, no fucking way, but I think,
bro, I'm getting misty-eyed. Like, even just watching this, like knowing, like going back to that feel, everything. Like,
some of our friends, shout out to some of our friends that were just on Raw, by the way.
Right? Yes, literally, fucking peers, 100%.
Fellow podcasters, my friend or fellow Canadian Santi was there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
By the way, I will just say, duly noted, though, you just made the list. Just saying.
Yeah,
I will say that, but no, like, I appreciate everybody that has given us 10 seconds of your time right there. That I had that moment.
Hey,
fuck you, R-Truth.
R-Truth,
what the fuck? I'm here having an emotional moment, getting misty-eyed, and I come back to R-Truth with a tray full of jelly rolls.
Truth.
Our clubhouse. We got a treehouse.
Truth giving us his best TK impression.
No, because not around his nose, just around his face.
R-Truth. R-Truth already making a presence, but now R-Truth going to fight somebody from Judgment Day. I'm down.
JD McFunko Pop there with the neck brace. We just fuck you, Roderick Strong.
You guys were on kayfabe clips on YouTube. Yes, we were.
Yes, and I think there was another one that I sent in the Discord.
Oh yeah,
and everything like that,
bro.
But yeah, CJ, you have no idea. Like I was about to say before R-Truth showed up with a platter full of jelly rolls. Appreciate everybody. The fact that going from being in the actual chat and everything to holy shit, we could have almost been featured on Monday Night Raw. Like it was a genuine thing. Like that's a holy shit like moment. Sorry, as I've got Zoey Starks coming out right now, as I guess everybody decided to get quiet right when I said that.
No, I literally I got a stupid smile on my face to be even again. It kind of shows where we've come and to be included with some big names that have been doing it for a long time, bigger numbers as far as following, but we're doing insane numbers. And I know there's guys out there that have been doing this for like 5 years, have 4 times the subscribers, and do a quarter of our live views, and that's just the way it is.
Taking shots. I dig it. Well, it's fitting that we have the whole Chicago background and everything, and we had people say the voice of the voiceless and all that.
That's it. I like it. I'm gonna have to fucking hijack that.
Right.
Poor Nia standing
I'm still waiting, by the way. Since he's gonna be bitching about ice cream bars, where on my wrestling rules everything around us t-shirts?
I have the design. I just haven't put it on the t-shirt. I was really trying to play up the W, so it took some time.
Fair enough.
I also have
So who do you think, speaking of that, to spin off and to keep us from needing tissues, who takes the W here, Nia Jax or Zoey Starks?
Nia Jax.
Facts.
AEW comedy is greater than AEW cringe insider jokes. Fair statement.
It goes back to WCW, because that's the thing is you had those moments like, what's the matter, Sid? Forgot your scissors? Yeah. No one except for maybe 10 people is going to get that reference, and half of them are, if not more, are on your fucking payroll. Yeah. So why are you even taking time out of your moment, out of your show to do shit like that? That's AEW at times.
Well, no, but I think that's been kind of AEW's flaw with a lot of what they do of like, we're bringing in Ishii, we're bringing in fucking Okada. Like, I get it, they're big names somewhere, but to the general public, like even Will Ospreay, you have some work to show everybody he's a big deal. Jay White, you didn't show everybody he's a big deal. I mean, that's the thing is they play to that 800,000.
They might be big, but guess what? If I'm going to be big time, then they've got to prove that they're going to be big time here. So they need to earn a fucking contract, not that type of shit. Have that mentality if you want to act like, oh, we're the big time and everything, versus just relying on like this core base of people who know who Sean Ross Sapp is and know who Dave Meltzer is. There's wrestling fans right now tuning into Monday Night Raw to watch CM Punk show up that have no idea. If you said who's Dave Meltzer to them, they would have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry, I just realized we didn't do our fantasy team. We're riding out with whatever we got, bro.
Plug it. Let it ride.
Shout out to the fantasy league. I just had a.
You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Right. It's all right. We've won enough. We can let other people have the trophy.
Right. We're already like what? 5 time. I think we're still 4 time, but I keep saying 5 time.
How come Raw didn't show you guys? I don't know. I don't make that decision. My guess would be we swear a lot.
Facts. Little bit. You wouldn't hear much audio, just visual. That's what you would have really heard.
Next time, guys. Don't worry. We're getting there. We got to grow.
I was going to say, we're still up on the come up here. 100%. We're still dun 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 dun.
Nikki Cross is in catering. Apparently, just staring blankly
Physically
at the
or
wall.
mentally, though, because she might be on Mars mentally here, I feel.
Yeah, but speaking of Nikki Cross, a lot of buzz about Progress this week and Sanity. Big Damo, Eric Young, and Wolf reunited as Sanity. Like I don't
Oh,
know if it's
I saw that at
yeah.
Progress, and they had even the shirts and everything. I literally had to do a double take. I was like, "Oh my god!"
So to me, that's very interesting. And we know Triple H was a fan of Sanity. We know Eric Young left because he couldn't handle Vince McMahon. I wonder if things change because man, we deserve some sanity. Yeah, especially around here.
Yes, outside of wrestling and inside of wrestling.
Yeah. But man, if you could give me that lights out, the spotlight, that music they were using, I'd be fucking through. I begged for them to bring Sanity back.
I would be 100% down for it. Nikki Cross has been nothing but a wayward soul, I would say, on the WWE roster, of all the way going back to almost a wrestler with Nikki ASH. But yeah, I'd be all the way for it. Now, granted, Impact might be the one that gets pillaged here when it comes to this ain't a scene, this is an arms race in pro wrestling now.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. And I mean, we talk about the AEW effect on WWE, but there is a counterbalance to that. You know, to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And
Right.
I think there's a WWE effect. That's why Will Ospreay signed to AEW now, not 4 months from now, because Tony learned his lesson with Jade. Oh shit, if I let her go to negotiation, I might lose because they're going to bring him in and give him the Tua.
Do you really think that is a
this
thing? But then again, I think you also have the counter effect of now everybody sees what they're doing with Punk, and they're like, shit. Like, you already had it with what they did with Cody, but Cody's been there before. Jade maybe made you kind of do a little two-step. Now what they're doing with Punk, granted, he was there before, and granted, not everybody's going to be CM Punk, but shit, now they're doing pretty well with that batting average. Like, they're not bringing in people just to shit on them because they were in AEW.
No, not at all. This is to enhance the talent. This is to enhance the company. This is to bring in eyes, bring in views. When you were on your break, I brought up the fact that, you know, Ricky Starks has a phenomenal relationship with CM Punk. Is that potential? But then you look, wait, Ricky's friends with Big Bill. Well, who was the best booker for Big Bill ever? Well, that was Triple H.
Right.
That come full circle. Like, there is so many nuances to this. And I know a couple people reported, and they're generally full of shit, but of people demanding to be released from WWE because Punk, nobody did that. The paycheck's too big. The life's too cushy. Who's really like, I don't want to be here anymore. Who? Bye, Felicia. Well, what are you thinking?
Yeah, but even then, you just to bring up another company, you've still got Hammerstone, who allegedly, I guess, has already been granted his release from MLW, who's just waiting to ride, you know, this storyline out. I'm sure Jacob Fatu's probably knocking at that doorstep. We know Lance Enowahi's been out there. He got his release as Zoe hits a corkscrew senton onto Nia.
Decent little match here.
Right, as we're talking all over it. But AW is Fantasy Island. Book is versus WWE is just vanilla mainstream media engine. I don't think at this point you can say this is vanilla.
Nah,
this is at least Neapolitan.
Yeah, there's a little sprinkle of
you got your bits and your flavors for what you want.
I think if it was completely vanilla and generic, it would be boring, and at times it is. But I think there's a level of excitement and creativity to it all. And again, keep in mind, like, if the world had worked out differently, we'd still have Bray Wyatt amongst this mix. Like, there was potential for a lot of cool things. What they're doing with Nakamura, like, you know, they're not totally vanilla, guys. However, I think I always say it, AEW is the pop-up book version of long-term storytelling.
There is still the potential in an alternate universe that we could have had Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins pretty much going toe-to-toe into a WrestleMania season with MJF, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes. And tell me that isn't shut up and take my money fucking territory.
Across the board, right?
Right, and we still have it now, just the playing field has shifted, And that's the thing, is people are upset that the playing field has shifted. We're still getting great pro wrestling. We're just mad that it's not the way we wanted it to go.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not giving the wrestling itself a chance to be good, because you've already decided you don't like what's going on, right? You've already pre-decided. And if you go into this shit with open minds, I mean, we've shit on Raw, we've shit on Dynamite, we've Collision and Rampage take a beating. SmackDowns have been bad, but they've also been really, really, really good.
Right. It's going back to the Punk situation. It's when you already have a preconceived outcome, your brain's going to naturally find ways to reach that outcome.
100%, my guy. As Nia ends, Zoey.
Did they just call that Annihilator?
Yes, the Annihilator.
It's a bonsai drop.
Is a bonsai drop.
Yes.
How dare you?
Well, it's a relative, for fuck's sake.
Technically.
Right. I like this. Can they legally show you guys, or they have to pay you money for your image? Listen, even if it was illegal for them to do it, there ain't no way we're gonna be able to fight that shit.
I'm wondering if there's something to do with the fact that I think most of the people they showed were Twitch. I don't know if it was YouTube as much, so that might have played a factor.
Fair enough. I ain't trying to break it down that much. I'm just glad and had my little fucking Space Jam moment there of like, I was Bill Murray there for a second of, I didn't get put in the game, but you could have put me in the game.
I could have been there. I could have
been in the game.
All right. I was on the bench with all those people.
I was there. You could have put me in.
Mm-hmm. Enzo and Cass were peak WWE. Man, I still believe if at any point in the future you get that like whoop, 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 and they come running out and do their shtick, the place will lose it.
You're soft, you soft me.
What?
I was just singing that song. If you're soft, you soft me.
Yeah.
I am a smack talker Skywalker, and I got a Mike Saber for a couple of haters. I was gonna say I would just flip that comment of peak Enzo and Cass was in WWE. That's the more accurate statement there. I don't want to say it was peak WWE, but them in WWE is peak them.
Yeah. Just squash Zoey. Yeah, as we're going to replay The Miz and Gunther. Nia Jax finisher has been banned. You wish.
No, there's people that will pay good money for that.
Yeah.
Do something strange for a little piece of change.
Uh-oh. Imperium's in shit. Again.
Yeah.
Is he just going to fire both these fuckers?
No, he's just going to chop the bejesus out of them. How did Giovanni end up like low man on the totem pole like you promise?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a bad shot of like, hey, that's a good way out of like, I'm gonna just go at you and we'll walk off so he can't be mad at us. I'll just pretend I'm mad at you. And we've got The Miz, aka Johnny Cage, squaring up to Kano, aka Gunther.
Kano. Interesting.
Well, I can't call him Goro. He doesn't have a second set of arms.
He just needs extra arms.
I mean, he chops a motherfucker like it. So guess there he can have Goro.
Yeah, and I agree with Marvin on this one a little bit. I want to say that Enzo and Cass was more peak NXT. They had some great tag teams. Yeah, by the time they got to they got to the WWE, it all kind of fell apart. They got separated, and then one broke his leg and the other got exiled.
Their apex. Well, by the way, shout out to Big Bill because his whole story and his comeback and everything like that is fucking fantastic. Like we were talking about with Jelly Roll earlier and everything. I respect the dude 100%. Outside of the ring, but the apex of Enzo and Cass, as I'll get this out quick before we burn it down. Was that debut the night after WrestleMania when they came out and were interrupting the Dudley Boys and everything. They went, it was nothing but downhill sliding since then.
What time is it?
It is 9:50, so we're about 10 minutes away from the final hour of Monday Night Raw. And boy, how has time flown?
Time has gone really fast here tonight, and you know, this is a subtle look for Seth tonight.
Yeah, Cruella Deville is a subtle look.
He doesn't have the testicles on his shoulders the way he did on the weekend.
Well, he looks like if Cruella Deville met like the driver, or what was the fucking name there? Gosling, to where he had to have like or no, it wasn't Gosling. Anyways, moving on.
What's next for Gunther? Apparently, the Miz.
Unfortunately, he's came down with a Miz condition, a Miz-dition.
Right. You might be right about that. Enzo and Cass never had a title run. I can't think of one. Did they have the NXT tag titles?
Maybe for a hot second here.
Maybe. They had a lot of issues with FTR.
Right. Speaking of a hot second, though, Nia Jax, the original Jelly Roll. I just had to.
You can have that.
Wow, Seth found his closet.
Maybe. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, you're good. I was just clicking on. Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I was clicking on too.
Yeah.
Same one. I saw somebody else say something about Nia, which someone said, "Can you explain Nia to me?" How do you feel about Nia Jax?
I like it. Like, we'll explain. Like she's a fucking element or something like that. Like, in what context, sir?
Well, I mean, what I'll take out of that question is that, you know what? She is a big, strong, powerful, enforcing woman. And in a division that has a lot of dainty, smaller, perky women, this might, she serves a purpose. She works as that heel that you have to you feed them baby faces. Because when a babyface beats Nia Jax, it's a big deal. So yeah,
right. I'm sorry, I chuckled because towards the initial of that, you sounded a little bit like Ciampa or Triple H at the beginning of the press conference of like, how can I say nice things and not insult this man? I'm like, what can I say that's nice that are words that'll come out? Mm-hmm. But no, I think Nia Jax, like you said, she works great as I guess, no pun intended, hopefully, heavy in that division of she works as a good powerhouse of she works great. She's a former women's world champion. She works great as being that kind of Andre, that big show or anything in that division. It gets interesting of how up and down you move her or anything like that. Pause. But yeah, no, I don't mind it at all. I think it's really it's helped the division because, like you said, of even regardless of what type of person you had in the division, it had gotten stale because nobody seemed like a valid threat to Rhea until I'd say Nia, respectfully.
Yeah, that's
physically, especially physically.
Yeah, and I mean, you have that dominant champion. You need counterparts that you believe, right? Like Zoey, to an extent, too early, but one day she's going to be a big, strong, imposing woman in this division. Nia, again, is that person that can come in with anybody, and like someone said, like you actually worry that, oh shit, she's really going to kill her, and that's what you want. You want to have that innate fear of like this could legitimately be a bad thing.
Right. David, respect your comment, but shut up. Nia is both the irresistible force and the immovable object. Facts. Yeah, even David paused. Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wasn't Doudrop supposed to fill that giant role, though? The hell have they done with her of substance?
I don't know.
She's been that version for Chelsea Green, and she's been able to. It's helped Doudrop. I hate that I even just called her that. It's Piper Niven.
Dewey!
What are you doing in my swamp? Piper Niven, and it's also very much helped Chelsea Green. That's the thing is you need somebody that they don't even have to always be the world champ, but you need that big kind of spot filled. Pause.
Where you
That's
going?
your Andre, your Big Show, anything like that. That's your. Go ahead.
No, it's just when you ask,
Go
like,
ahead.
what are they even doing with her? She's currently the women's tag champion. Like, she's got a belt, whether we believe in that belt or not. They're working on it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not like they're not doing anything with her.
Shout out. Well, though, you'll like this of CBS Sports mentioning that EO hit, I guess, quote unquote, the move of the year with the I came in like a wrecking ball.
I like that they did the whole like pulley system thing. That was cute.
Right. So we have Seth Franklin Rollins, and he had different letters to that Franklin tonight.
Yeah, it's
let it fly.
Yeah.
And he's really mad.
Seth effing Rollins in the house.
Yeah.
Larry, you don't have to worry about Ryback because he's not coming back. It's fake. It's fake news. He's just saying it. He hasn't seen a wrestling ring in almost a decade. Like, get the fuck out of here. He's never coming back. Nobody wants him back. No one's going to pay him to come back. And if he does, I'll be shocked.
I've asked this before. It's the one up from, the smoky question to Craig of how do you get fired on your day off? How do you quit a job you don't even work at?
Yeah. I retire from something I don't do.
Right. I would like to announce I officially retire from the NFL right now.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Hate to see you go, Nick.
Right. Hello, my friend. As we've got again the crowd just cheering along with Seth.
Wow. Now this is very
we're gonna set him off. We change instantly to CM Punk chants.
But does this make Seth the heel?
Go on.
Is this
like I've been there? Go ahead. Go ahead. Wait, what? Sorry.
Will this make CM Punk will this make Seth a heel? Is this a heel turn because everybody's so up on Punk right now?
But does it become a gray matter issue? Pause. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. That they kind of go in between back and forth of they work both babyface and heel. This just feels genuine versus who's supposed to be right and who's wrong. And that's what makes it ambiguous of it's up to you to determine who you feel who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah, it's just very, I like that take completely, Nick. And the idea that, they're chanting CM Punk at the world champion really does kind of send a strong message. And we're not
as he's instantly like, I'm the fucking world champion. This is 10 on 10. Like I said, I hate to keep quoting the Beauty and the Beast here, but try the gray stuff. It's delicious when it comes to this whole situation.
Again. Right?
Yeah, sorry. But that's the thing is, no, it goes, you can flip-flop that back and forth, and it's up to the viewer, the reader's discretion of who you views the babyface and who you views the heel.
Yeah.
And that's been a long thing missing in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really got that kind of a fluid vibe to it, right? Like it's changed. Like he literally got the Punk chanted at him, and then 2 minutes later, they're back to singing "Oh," and everyone's happy again.
But it's so fun that you said that because this is 100% a fluid situation, and now it's still it's not the same situation, but it's the same tone of
Drew.
And we got Drew. Drew, what are you doing in my swamp here, Drew?
Drew with a hoodie. No, I just made that part up. Drew with a skirt. It's like, help, damn it.
But it still takes up that same tone, if not the same story, of everything seems like this constant fluid situation. If you would have sat there and played out the Elite versus the Punk on screen or versus Punk on screen, it would have constantly felt like that fluid situation, much like this does.
Right. Yeah. This will be interesting with Drew coming out, though. Seth will get AOP to jump Punk. Okay, that'd be interesting. We'll go right back to the Messiah.
The Monday Night Messiah.
Curtis on Turkey Overload. I'm sure a lot are.
Well, we get the Monday Night Messiah versus the Straight Edge Society. We get Serena Deeb. She hasn't been fucking featured in forever. And we got Luke Gallows on the fucking roster.
Mm-hmm. I was so mad that when Punk was in AEW, they didn't have a moment where they crossed paths and Punk just went, nice haircut. That's all I wanted.
Right.
Did Drew just shoot 5 fans? What?
What?
I'm sorry, but Seth.
Oh, shoot, high five fans. What the? Oh, that I was like, you read that differently. Yeah, but see, Drew's saying you want to talk about what happened outside the ring. I want to talk about what happened inside the ring. So everybody that thought this was Punk hates, or Drew hates Punk, that's gone.
See, I don't like the apologetic Drew McIntyre right now. The Judgment Day promised me Jey Uso on a platter. I'm a nice guy, but I was blinded by the light. What the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the thing is I think we're going to get this, like you kind of mentioned it, I think a bit more on Sunday night about how we might start to see this bit more of dissension into madness with Drew McIntyre and everything to where he really kind of, you're starting to see him on shaky legs here mentally.
Well,
he might just snap and just hit a claymore.
But yeah, I made the joke, but I almost kind of want to see him come out, his music hits, he comes out wearing a hoodie, he looks all disheveled and pissed off, and he's sick and tired of the world. He's sick and tired of taking L's, sick and tired of taking the shit for everyone else, and he's just here to kick ass. But he's kind of reverting.
You don't do the intro because that reminds me of Sloppy Jalopy Baron Corbin. What you have him do is he hops over the barricade in a hoodie and everything and just hits the fucking claymore out of nowhere.
I've been asking for that for months.
And then, that's how we thought he was going to return. He just does that and he just stares over like Seth or something.
Right? Ooh, JV. Under over commercial breaks 12. This is definitely an under evening. Yeah, I think that we'd have to adjust and go with 8. But I was
gonna say we're already at like what? We're only at like 4, and we've got like an hour left.
Yeah.
So unless they going hard in the paint here, which you don't do with Philip Morris, CM Punk,
right?
I like the sign. Wrestling is great, but this promo is not great.
There's something missing with Drew. And again, if he's just an asshole, this gets over better. The crowd is sitting on their hands right now. Well, and nobody wants to see Drew and Seth. Oh, we got some.
There's like you said, there's something with it. You had it there when he was a babyface. You don't feel like he's genuinely pissed off when he cuts a promo.
Yeah, no.
You don't feel like he's really meaning what he says. He doesn't feel genuinely upset. Like, I'm going to fucking kick your fucking head off your shoulders, part all the F words. But that's what he should be doing. He's fucking Scottish, for crying out loud. He should be out there. He's the Scottish psychopath.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what I want. I want that vibe. I want him just to be, he's just, again, it's the curse of being a tweener. If you don't have the right jam as a tweener, you get lost. The fans don't know if they cheer or boo you, so they do nothing.
That's the thing. As much as a lot of people get thrown into there, it's a dangerous waters to try and bounce that back and forth between heel and babyface.
And I thought they had the opportunity, when he made his return, just if he's going to go after Seth, have him just show up and boot him in the face and then have the crowd boo the shit out of him for everything he does.
Right. Why play the babyface angle for them to ultimately turn heel and you're just now kind of trying to walk both back at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The talent on Raw now is so... if you look at tonight alone, as far as key stuff goes, Cody and Shinsuke are pissed off at each other. What did he just say?
I don't know. Did he call him a donkey? What did he say? Fuck. No, because they're chaining it. That's why.
Yeet.
Yeet. Oh, that's what he should have fucking done. He should have just walked out.
Walked out and did that.
Right.
Oh, my God. Drew got juice.
Well, he borrowed it from Randy.
Right? Leaking a little iron brew there, buddy.
Yeet.
Wow. But yeah, you look at segment to segment to segment, there's a lot of big names. We still haven't touched Punk yet. I know artists did what they're doing.
3 hours. You need it if you have a 3-hour show.
Right.
You need to keep a reason for me to still be watching in the middle of the show versus I go and take pauses and everything like that.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about in the past, right? When in the heyday of this company, every segment mattered.
Right. But though, how do we feel though that, hey, as we've got Jay, I hope this plays more into Drew versus Jay, because I was about to say, I didn't want to keep making that rhyme, but let's go by the bay, maybe play with some clay. Hey, what do you say? But don't we want Seth versus CM Punk versus Seth versus Drew? I'd rather see Jay be in the mix with Drew, Jay be in the mix with Randy. That also really helps main event Jay in the mix with those guys.
Yeet. Double yeet.
Super Gak.
The whole crowd, every time he throws a punch, yeet. Well, because of what's happened with Seth and Punk, nobody wants to see Drew and Seth. Nobody.
Right.
No. That's why they're so they're just sitting there like, all right, go away, Drew. Punk's coming later.
I like this. His skirt fell off.
It's a kilt, damn it.
Right, but even then you saw the whole crowd with the wave and everything. When Jay came out, like Jay has 100% elevated from tag team player to main event Jey Uso.
Wow. Next week, Jay versus Seth for the title.
Wait, what?
Jey Uso versus Seth next week for the World Heavyweight title. Jey Uso will take on Seth Rollins next week.
What in the shit? Like, I mean, I want to tune in and watch it, but what? How did we get here?
We don't have a pay-per-view for a while. The Raws better be good. We don't have a WWE pay-per-view until January.
Well, the artists saying they're making us totally pivot from Punk. It's the non-compete rearing its ugly head. No, I don't think so.
No, they're taking the guy that just got over 70 million clicks and they're making people hang around for him. And I know you said this is typical artist did. I disagree. I've really enjoyed this tonight. I like a lot of what happened. There was a little bit of fluff in there. Randy Orton versus Dom's coming up. I mean, that's going to be interesting and fun unto itself. Probably some angle tied in there.
Oh, 100%. As I've got Tegan Knox coming out right now. So, female Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry, with the color, hairway, and everything like that. That's all I can think of. Hey, your fellow Canadian Natty coming out as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic. Oh, wait, what?
That's
can you speak on this? Can you speak on this?
Yes, I've witnessed it. Every one of my family get-togethers always started with everyone so thrilled to see each other. And then somewhere around like 1 a.m, everyone was hated each other. And that the Glasgow kiss was often a go-to for family member, right? Cack.
So good to know, I guess. The first time we meet in person, just instead of look out for the shoe, look out for the headbutt.
Right. It will start well.
I'm not a news show. I'm not Scottish. No, I don't test my hard head just because.
No,
I might be stubborn, but I don't have that hard of a head.
Listen, and again, it's been years since any of this ever transpired or had an issue, but
that's good. The statute of limitations has expired.
This cranium comes in handy when someone gets in your face. You just use your head.
I was gonna say you're a hockey player too, so everything. So shit's used to fucking bouncing off that. No. Natty channels my inner droop. Oh, I didn't read that fully before I clicked on that.
I'm gonna let you hang with that one. I'm gonna grab a quick
yeah, you can have that. Thanks for that. Well,
as we are
going to find he's going to find the OnlyFans subscription to go and find that fucking footage right there. There you go. You can have that as he takes a pause for the cause. Cake City time. Well, right now I'm in pause city time because I'm in a commercial break right now. But as we're an hour and 10 minutes, or 2 hours and 10 minutes. I forgot how long Monday Night Raw is. Into the show so far, coming out of Survivor Series, how are you feeling? I'm surprised that we didn't kick off the show with CM Punk with just, goddamn it, an hour commercial free. Just let him talk for an hour. He could just sit there, and the first hour is just CM Punk just holding dissertation, 100%. But it's going to be interesting. Is him ending the show tonight indicative that he's going to be here week in and week out, that he could go back to working that kind of collision schedule if he only has to be there for the Mondays? And even then, he's probably got maybe at most, or he's got to show up there. He's just around the Monday locker room. I'm hoping, ending up in a feud with Seth. Maybe we're still going to slow play and build that, because granted, we still have 2 months to get there. So it is a little interesting to potentially slow play it when everybody wants it right now, but it becomes that delicate dance of how much do you slow play it versus how much do you lean into it and you burn it out too fast versus you let it sit and simmer too long. Yeah, I wonder if him ending the show is going to lead to him being here next week and then on. I do still think he's probably going to at least show up on SmackDown, just boost ratings 100%. But it's going to be interesting. What do we get a continuing story out of tonight? Or does it become CM Punk shows up when he shows up? Break number 5. CM Punk has no non-compete. I didn't sign the contract, so I don't know. But I could almost see that. I feel a little bit with the fact that he was fired with cause. I feel like that's almost that legal term to get out of it. Maybe that was why Tony couldn't legally speak on it, because his legal team there with Mega, Megan, whatever the hell her name is, the one that Jim Cornette hates, respectfully, but maybe his legal team might have mishandled this situation and ended up with CM Punk with no non-compete clause, so he could pull off something like this. Literally, think about it. What was it? I want to say almost a day or so before the all-in the all-in pre-sale tickets for the next show in Wembley go up. CM Punk shows up in WWE. Boy, howdy, if that isn't still, no matter how you want to shake this, if that ain't a shot across the bow, I don't know what is. As I've got Drew wandering backstage as I'm back from commercial. Sammy trying to talk to Drew, as even saying, you don't need to do this right now. I still do like the meme of how they showed Sammy, Cody, Seth, and Jay, and they all just looked like they were all dropped out of different timelines. I don't understand what you're going through. I say left kilt off. What? Does he hate Megalon? How did we get here? Didn't the lawyer get fired for messing around with talent, allegedly? Again, where did we get? How did we get here? You can't fire someone and then keep them from working. That's very true. And well, that goes into the whole situation of the issue of the independent contractor deal and everything that's pretty much gone throughout pro wrestling. But that's a topic for another time, I feel. As Sammy's saying how Drew's acting like a spoiled little brat. What? Why is Sammy always Captain Save-A-Ho? I don't know, Boston, but you get a star. You get a Brucey bonus star for that, because that is one of the greatest comments of that is 100% at this point. if you know, you know. If you get it, you get it. 100% of that is Sammy's character at this point right now. That is his gimmick. That is his stick. He is Captain Save-A-Ho. He is Jiminy Cricket. He is the one. He is the WWE conscience right now. Now he's just getting a little weird, a little too deep there. Pause with that massage there on the back of or that shoulder rub there on Tegan. As I've got Chelsea Green and Piper Niven coming out right now. I still kind of feel like we need like Chelsea Green and Alicia Fox in the tag team, and they just both come out here looking like they're fucking, you know, the band conductor and fucking drum line. I feel with these fucking hats. What's up with Sammy and his plaid? Well, he is Canadian, and not only Canadian, he's French Canadian. So you take the Canadian, which kind of equals plaid there if we're looking at this equation, and then you take the French Canadian, and you just double the plaid. Put Sammy through a table. Why all this turn on hate on Sammy now just because he showed up? I don't know. I always felt Sammy was a get generico. Marvin, I think you misspelt or misfinished your comment there. Hagen saying, please, new tag champs. But so let me know who you're taking, folks, whether you're taking Natalya and Tegan Knox versus, I was trying to come up with a name, but I don't want to get in trouble for saying what I was thinking, versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And I think, honestly, Piper Niven and Chelsea need to retain. I think Chelsea and Sonya was great as women's tag belts. They've sat there and gone to the point to where they've saged these goddamn title belts. If there is a beacon of hope, you need to have a legitimate run, or at least a long run, pause intended, I guess, with these tag belts. You can't keep hot-shotting. You can't keep kind of setting people up just to job out and stuff like that. You've got to actually build a division here. Griven for the win I'm so thrown off that that's the name that you gave them. I almost thought you were talking about Corey Graves is somehow going to pick up the win there with Griven. What is the distant coming? Wow. What is the distant coming? Pause again. What is the distant cousin of Grimace? There we go. I can speak English. Pause on everything I said before. Yeah, pause. But when you say Griven, all I could think of was Grimace here, and then my brain short-circuited at trying to make that work. So I guess I'm going to say no for that name. Chelsea maximizes her screen time. Again, pause, but yes, 100%. Green, Niven for the win. Chelsea Green. Even Punk gave his timetable during a UFC gig a month ago. What now? Gryffindor. That's fucking good, Larry. All right, you get a star. Gryffindor. Fuck, why haven't they done something like that? Just, are we gonna get the sorting hat of the fucking women's tag division here? Christ, they almost might need a gimmick or something like that to make it work here. But I'm in commercial break again. God knows how many. But I will remind everybody, 100% appreciate everybody. We just passed 3K subscribers today. Let's see if we can still keep this train moving along. Like Small Mark said, on the road to 4K by the end of 2K24. So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend, and 100% in the spirit of giving, the best gift you can give somebody is a gift of wrestling. Whether it be sharing our link, whether it be showing somebody a clip of us, whether it be buying some merch, anything like that, whether it be even just dropping a super chat, a super sticker, anything like that. 100%, everything that goes into the channel, into the stream and everything, 100% just goes straight back into this. This is nothing but a labor of love, and 100% just trying to make this as we've even joked, the wrestling utopia, make this, the biggest and the best, to where you can actually come out and talk about wrestling without getting blocked and getting told, well, you like that side, so to hell with you. But absolutely, folks. Natty instead of Natty is a technical genius, just boring. You can have that. There's ways I could probably go with that. Pause. And I think Natty could go with that too. But I'm going to touch with that. Natalya is the best way I can put this and not sound offensive is she's the old guard of the women's division. Think about it. She was out there still when they had the Divas Championship. I think she was almost there, if I remember correctly, at the tail end of the actual old school women's title. So she's kind of seen it all, and I'll let you finish the joke there. But I think that she's a good person to have on your roster. She's a good vet to have on your roster. I just don't expect her to have much of a storyline or anything like that going too far forward or anything like that. Like, she's kind of a good complementary piece. I'll say that. As respectfully as I can say that she's a good side table. Pause. She's closing 20 years in WWE. That's kind of insane to think about. They should have never taken the women's tag straps off the last NXT champs. Well, that's those two. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn have gone completely missing, and I hate that fact because I 100% was pulling for them. I like both of them, even just as singles competitors, let alone as a tag team together. Hi, speaking of tag team,
going missing,
right? I was looking down while you popped up.
Pause.
Right, yeah, pause. Double pause, triple pause. But no, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn remind me of MK Ultra. I'll end with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a huge fan, and I wish they weren't MIA. I wish there was something brewing with them. They did a couple vignettes, and then we were like, okay, they're relaunching. Here we go, and it hasn't transpired yet. I'm hoping Trips has a plan. Big fan.
I was gonna see what I see what you did there with the witch's gimmick and a brew.
You like that, eh?
Yeah.
As the tag titles are on the line.
Why Larry gotta say that?
Dawn. I'll take it.
Oh.
I was like, wait, am I a fossil? What the fuck?
I was like, I thought he was taking shots at you respectfully. Yeah. I was like, well, because sorry, I've said her name enough now that I don't hear you mispronouncing her name the whole time. Like, she sounds like Isla Sorna, like dun 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 dun. All right.
She needs to lay off. Switch back.
Well, yeah, she needs to lay off to do something strange with your sister. Shit. Tagging a Tegan. So who you taking, sir? Who you taking?
Retention.
What? You didn't even pick a team. You just picked retention.
The tag champs are going to retain.
That was the equivalent of winning the fucking coin toss and saying we defer.
Right. Yeah. One way or the other, we might have some retention happening.
Right. Someone's going to retain something.
NFL spoiler alert. Vikings losing to the Bears. Yeah, and a barn burner of a Monday nighter. The Bears and the Vikings are fucking fumbling more balls than retention.
Than Chelsea Green. Well, I want to know. Curious question. Curious minds need to know. How are you doing in fantasy football right now, sir? Have you gotten your 1 point to secure your victory?
I've gotten several points. So right now, it's been a good night for me. As much as I'm still nervous that the dumbass is going to drop the ball on me, but I'm up to a 98% chance. So my buddy JV feeling a little heartbreak tonight because he had me for a moment.
Not gonna lie, they had us in the first half.
Right? So
you're saying there's a chance.
Right. That's right, folks. The Canadian hanging around.
In American football, who would have guessed it?
That's it.
I'm just waiting for you to draft a fucking CFL player or something.
Right. When you're a sports fan, you got a chance.
What is Doug Flutie?
Doug Flutie. He was great. I miss Doug. That was the heyday of the CFL. And then he went to
the Buffalo Bills.
I was going to say, and then he went to the Bills.
Fuck. Backslid in my own joke.
Natty been in the ring a long time. Tegan has the hot dog. Oh, the hot tag.
Sorry. That made me laugh double because I read it and you read it out loud how I read it in my mind. Like, I knew that's not what it said, but you said what I thought in my mind.
Yeah, right? Big cannonball off the apron by Nivens.
That was 100% of like, wait, he said the quiet part out loud and the loud part out quiet. Three as
wow.
You got your retention.
Right. Someone made a comment earlier about Chelsea and Piper, but there you go. A decent tag match. It wasn't a bad match, and the champions are dominant and they win. And Chelsea's still the hapless Karen, and Piper is the muscle.
I think this has done nothing but help Piper. We've gotten actually Piper Niven back instead of fucking Dewdrop. 100% instead of having Christ, she's so irrelevant. I'm forgetting her name. Eva Marie paired up with Dewdrop. We get Chelsea Green with Piper Niven, and Piper, like you said, she comes in as the heavy. She's the Kevin Nash. She's the Diesel to Chelsea Green, Shawn Michaels.
But quick shift here, Nick. Next week, the main event from Albany, New York, Seth freaking Rollins taking on Jey Uso. That should be a banger with a lot of implications. Sammy versus Drew. So there you go. Right.
Larry, to answer your question, I have multiple voices in my head. I'm kind of like being John Malkovich over here.
What was that?
Speaking of John Malkovich, I'm going to go disappear for a minute.
Head, the old show? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Was that old fucking show, Herman's Head?
No, I was thinking of the movie of Being John Malkovich.
No, I know that one. I was thinking of an alternative. But Randy and Jay talking to each other as you go for a pause.
Yeah, I'm going to go sort.
Going to go talk to the voices in his head, folks. But we are rolling along, and Jay is apologizing to Randy. Time for Randy. Then Punk. Again, I don't mind. I know some people had the opinion. I think Nick had the opinion a little bit of you probably should lean in with Punk, but everybody knows now. Like, I mean, when he returned to AEW or when he went to AEW for the first time, we all kind of knew he was coming out, but if you waited, it would have overshadowed the show. With so much going on between Randy and Seth and the other things that we've gotten tonight, I don't mind how they've done it. All night they tease. All night they tease. And Randy and Jay make amends. Swole Orton getting ready for his matchup against Dom Dom. Solid match. I'm with you, Richard. I didn't mind the match. And again, you highlight the women. You highlight the women's tag belts. And if nothing else, if anyone out there can tell me who was the last women's tag champions that felt really relevant, that mattered to there is an actual head of the division that kind of mattered. Might go all the way back to Sasha and Trinity. Oh, I think this is hilarious. People cannot help but make the comparison between Roderick Strong and JD McDonough right now. And I get it. And everybody wears neck breaks, and he did take an RKO from heaven. So, but he should have came out screaming, Adam, Rhea. There you go. Someone remembers Herman's Head with me. RKO to Uso. Not tonight. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, next week's already stacked, folks. I mean, that's enough to get you in the door as it is. And I think that's the beautiful thing right now with WWE. And we've criticized Raw a lot. With Raw 3 hours, a lot of filler, a lot of nothing. Now you're like, oh, wait, there's a title match. Oh, wait, there's a number one contenders match. Oh, wait, there's a great segment with Truth and people. I think there's a lot of growth here. I mean, they're filling this roster. Triple H said originally when he kind of took over the reins, I need to build depth. And I feel like that's happening. Oh, 100%. I agree with you. I don't know if I said otherwise or if you're answering somebody else. Yes, this match is over. Yeah, I'm happy about that too, though. This match showed Piper and Chelsea's chemistry. Piper is we touched on that. It works well. And listen, Chelsea Green has maximized her time. Originally, when she came into WWE, people were shitting on her and saying she fucked up. She should have went to AEW. And she actually countered the fans on social media of like, I was at WrestleMania. I was in the Rumble. It doesn't matter if you don't like what I did, but I'm having these big career moments that I'm proud of. And she doesn't regret going to the WWE in the least bit. And when they could have potentially taken those titles off of her, instead of that happening, she went to social media. She kept it relevant. Then you bring in Piper Nivens, and the dynamic changed altogether. Chelsea is a great heel. Like, she is annoying. She's irritating. She gives out those Karen vibes. And then you got the muscle that even when you want to strangle the irritating, mouthy Chelsea Green, Dewey's standing in the way. And I think it's great. Yardley Smith. Yes, Larry. 100%. Yes. Punk on the mic is the main event. 100%, guys. I'm with you, Boston, on that one for sure. I mean, again, with all the hype, again, we talked about it earlier tonight, right? Like, you know, over 70, 80 million clicks. You're saving this for now. People are tuning in and out. Yes, people will click over to the football game, realize that both teams suck, and click back. People will get busy, but one eye is on Raw all night tonight. And it doesn't matter if you're an AEW fan, WWE fan, if you're indifferent, if you're on both pages. I think anybody that loves wrestling is very curious about how tonight plays out. Yeah, people are going to be tuning in, just can't wait to criticize what he does, what he says, how it plays out. There's other people can't wait to see it so they can celebrate and rejoice. And that's perfect. That's wrestling. That's what you want, right? Like, I mean, if we go back in time, there was always that polarizing effect to a lot of what was going on. And that's what you want. You tuned into WCW and WWE if you loved wrestling because you wanted to know. You want to see what was going to pop up, what was going to happen. And I think that's where we're getting back to. This boom in 2023 has been amazing. And WWE, as much as people think or want to say that they aren't doing it or they've dropped the ball or da-da-da-da-da, they've had a record-breaking 2023. What do you think 2024 is going to bring with Punk back in the fold? We opened 2024 as a WWE fan base with 3 straight giant stadium shows. January, February, March, 3 stadium shows. They're going to Germany. They're going to France. What do you think those shows are going to be like and do? Like, this is only the beginning. 2024 could be huge. Now, if Tony can course correct and get AEW back in the vibe that it had a few years ago, now you got 2 strong companies doing big, big things. And Jackie Redmond on the screen, Canadian, shout out. What's up, Raging? How you doing? Or ringing, not raging. Maybe you are raging, but here's Becky. I don't know. Keyshawn, that's a valid question. I don't know what the timetable on Sonya Deville is. I feel like I want the ball, not big ball. It's hard. Who thinks Matt Riddle is going to try and restart his UFC career? He can, but with UFC, no. If you guys Google or go to YouTube and search Dana White, Matt Riddle is not going back to the UFC in any way, shape, or form. He could retry an MMA career, but I think, again, I mean, maybe Bellator or something will allow him to go there. It'll be big eyes, big numbers. but I don't know where he's at. I mean, the fight game, once you step out of it for a while, it's hard to step back in and not get your head popped off. The game, especially mixed martial arts, it evolves so fast and such leaps at times that he might be out of his depth. I do think we're going to see Matt Riddle in AEW. And if anybody wants to talk about Matt Riddle's tweet about, you think I was hard to deal with, again, CM Punk and Matt Riddle have completely different problems. Riddle is going to AEW, in my opinion. I'm with you, Keyshawn. I am. They can't resist it. And I think they're going to, Tony Khan being the Tony Khan I think I know, he can't resist Riddle and RVD. That's just too tempting. And I really think the longer this Devil storyline goes on, the bigger chance that it is a WWE superstar. I've been adamant about Adam Cole, but the longer it goes, the more I'm wondering if it's a Dolph Ziggler or a Mustafa Ali, which I think is terrible. I don't know. Do you think Carmella will return at Royal Rumble? KJ and Nick, she had the baby. It depends how she feels, what shape she's in. Yeah, high potential there. I feel like she had the baby October. You guys can correct me. I don't follow along well enough, I guess. But yeah, it all depends on where she's at with her recovery, how much time she wants to stay home. Maybe later than the Rumble, but again, another name that could potentially be involved in the Royal Rumble this year. I can't wait for the 2024 Royal Rumble. I can't. KJ, isn't it ironic? Yeah, I do think that's a little ironic. I really do. That it would have been funny if they were both there at the same time and had a bit of a stare off or stare down. It would have been very intriguing. I think there's a lot of coincidences with all this, though. I really do find it funny. Like, if Punk was still in AEW, he could have technically been at in Chicago, the Wintrust or Winthrop, or I don't know what the fuck it's called, the Winter Arena that AEW just did, you know, in front of 5,000 people, where instead he was, you know, at Survivor Series in front of 12,000 people. So it's very, the little nuances and timing, you know, it's that old saying that timing is everything. And it would have been really interesting if they had bumped into each other. Big Randy chance, ding, ding, ding. Who's winning tonight and why is it Randy Orton? What if, yeah, lots of rumors about AJ. Well, the people are talking about AJ to the Royal Rumble. AJ, you know, again, I don't know where AJ's at as far as, does she want to come back? Does she want to wrestle? Is she enjoying being a producer? Is she enjoying doing her writing work outside of wrestling? Like, she doesn't just have wrestling projects. So that would be very intriguing, very interesting. And you do know, like, I mean, it can get a little complicated when your partner's working with you, but a lot of speculation here with Becky, just like Mickey with her husband being here. So we'll see. It's possible. He'd have to go to Pride. Yeah, there you go. I'm with you, Chair. Yeah, if he's going to go back to MMA, UFC is not an option. Dana White loathes. Like, I think on the list of people that Dana White hates, Riddle's in the top 5, 10 at least. Debut shouldn't be what fans are looking forward to the most. No, you're right. But I think there's exceptions to that. And I think a good return, a debut, it's a big pop. And I do believe that in modern wrestling, a lot of the fans sit around and wait for the pop. We talked about this with AEW before. We talked about it with WWE before, that you'll hear fans say, like, this was the best show ever. And all they got was a surprise pop somewhere during the show. I mean, even Survivor Series, I give it a 10. I'm going to admit it. But if you take that Punk moment out, it might not be the same. So you got to temper your expectations. We've had pay-per-views where people thought there was going to be a return or going to be a surprise, and the show was really good. And when they didn't get that, they were disappointed. And we've talked about this a lot. We talked about it leading into the Punk situation. We've seen fans create their own expectations. You have the dirt sheets just driving those expectations. And sometimes we have to realize the company is not obligated to do what we think they're going to do. As fans, we speculate. As fans, we hope. But just because we thought it doesn't mean they're going to do it. Keyshawn, we are in a commercial break, by the way. Randy Orton and Dom have kicked off. If you haven't made a prediction yet, by all means, let us know. What's up, Eric? How you doing? How you doing? Miro, Malachi, Andrade left WWE. Not our pleasing to go back. Andrade, Malachi, and Miro have not been booked well in AEW. So is there a potential for all three of them to return someday? Yes, 100%. Because be honest, guys, and if you disagree with me, but I'm all ears. Not one of those men have been booked very well. Malachi went like over 200. I don't know. Has Malachi had a one-on-one match yet? Because he went over, I know it was like 240 days without a singles match. So again, the House of Black's been very stop, start. They got something brewing here with FTR. I don't mind it. I am a big fan of FTR, big fan of the House of Black. We'll see. But Miro, and it kind of goes back to the Meltzer stuff, right? Meltzer said, well, there's a lot of WWE or ex-WWE people in AEW that look down on the AEW talent. Punk didn't feel like some of the main eventers in AEW were main eventers. What Dave Meltzer is leaving out is the fact that some of the main eventers aren't main eventers. They wouldn't be a main eventer in WWE. Adam Page is not a WWE main eventer. He's not carrying the title for the company. Not today. The Bucks, not main eventers. Jericho's no longer a main eventer. Like, that's where there's some of this disconnect. And we've seen some of the like Tony's fear of overexposing the WWE talent that isn't like that Moxley, Danielson, we've drank your Tony Kool-Aid, has been very apparent. Pleading to go back. Yeah, waiting it out. Time tells, right? And I mean, Andrade coming back and joining Charlotte, if they're still together, I know there's rumors that they might not be, but, you know, again, being like a power couple might work well. Miro coming back is great, but now CJ's there, but I don't think she's officially signed, so we don't know. There's a lot to figure out, but I mean, we're going to see. There are people that are still looking for an opportunity to leave WWE to AEW. Believe it or not, there are potential people that could shift and move, and it will all be about AEW should be worried. Wow, Dom flips out, hits our Randy in the back, and into the stairs. But there are people that aren't being utilized in WWE that might want an opportunity that Tony can offer them. So that what makes this exciting. It's the same thing with any sport, right? I mean, free agency, trade deadlines, that shit's exciting. The shuffling of the deck is exciting. One of Randy's arms is bigger than the other. One of Randy's arms is bigger than Dom's body. Thought you were saying one of his arms are bigger than the other, and I was going to make a joke, but yeah, Randy's huge compared to Dom. But Randy's a pro. He's going to make him look good. I just have a feeling my favorite diva, Sasha Banks, returns at Royal Rumble match. Listen, I'm not...
Speaking of your favorite diva, fuck no.
I was going to say, speaking of divas.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. But yeah, I was with you where 100% of with Randy's arm is bigger than the other arm of he's just coming out like Quagmire.
You're right, giggity.
How you guys doing?
Here's the thing with Sasha Banks. I do, like, it is possible.
There's a thing with her?
Yeah, because she's kind of out there and she has name value. We might not like her as anything.
I don't know how you feel.
Oh, I've been on the record of like, I'm not a fan. I think she's overrated. I think she believes she's better than she is.
She's the Young Bucks of women's wrestling.
Wow. I like it.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Right.
Speaking of lies, Paul said becoming a member. I don't know
Paul!
how I segued into that into it, but I'm making
be a member, tell a member.
Right. Pause. Don't touch other people's members.
Well, unless you get permission.
No. Even then.
Oh, JD pulling Dom away.
Roderick McFunko.
Roderick McFunko is the best shit. You know that's going to be Ram. Oh, look at their copying.
No, folks, when you hear Jim Cornette call him Roderick McFunko, you know, or Brian Lash, you know where you heard it first. Oh, Jelly Roll.
McFunko talking to Jelly. Jelly, a big fucking man.
Oh, no shit. Well, You don't get called Jelly Roll and be a pint-sized man.
Action Bronson ain't got nothing on this big fella.
That's who we need. That WrestleMania 40. Action Bronson versus Jelly Roll.
Randy Orton giving
the special guest referee.
Randy Orton getting some jelly love.
Pause.
Yeah. Oh, vintage Orton. Oh man, it's good to have this guy back, is it not?
Oh, back body drop on the table. I still love. Well, I always love me some Randy Orton, but I still love when he fucking flipped the Singh brother, and he's even just like,
he's like, shit.
Yeah, I might have just killed somebody.
He did.
All right, that's a dead body.
Punk versus Cena one more time. Listen, that would be like the deepest cuts of promos. Like it would be two men legitimately shitting on each other.
I don't even know if it would go that way. I think it would be just one of those. It'd be almost like, God damn it, Ron Burgundy, with every fiber of my being, I hate you, but God damn it, do I respect you?
Right? Maybe. Yeah. Especially nowadays.
Yeah. Christ, if Hunter's out there saying, if you haven't grown, if you haven't this, that, and the third after 10 years, you got a problem. As Dom misses on the frog splash.
It's over.
RKO.
RKO! Yes! Yes!
Can someone explain to me the difference between the RKO and the Diamond Cutter?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
Don't question it. Don't look behind the curtain.
Right?
The Apex Predator. When's the last time you heard that brought up?
What's that?
When they called him the Apex Predator.
Yeah.
I said, when's the last time you heard that one brought up?
Right. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been the same time Randy's taking a drug test. Been a minute.
Dude, he was
I'm trying to look for a back knee here. This man is getting to the gills.
He
might have gills.
He's not MJF, my guy.
I don't know. I said this man is juiced to the gills to the point he might have gills.
He was recouping. Oh wow, we got the locker room. Punk's got his own locker room.
Where's Larry? Someone keep the Bucks away. Where's Ace Steel?
This is it. You have like a bunch of heels. Just kick in the door and go fist fight them. Let's go.
Seth Rollins just knocks it down. It's him and like Becky, and him and AJ Lee just have at it.
Triple H bring back Keith Lee when his contract expires. That's a potential yes. What do you think about Fraser Crane?
I was gonna say, you took the words out of my mouth. I love me some Fraser Crane. I think the tweet that he put out of, if what I'm hearing about Walter is true, I feel sorry for the man, or something like that, has aged worse than spoiled milk when it comes to Keith Lee, because the worst thing that man has done was leave the WWE system. And granted, I think he was released, but still, fuck.
Yeah. No, there's potential there for Keith Lee to return. Again, I talked about Miro.
His wife works there.
Yeah, facts. Well, does she?
Well, because she got hitched to AJ and the Good Brothers, and AJ's out, so the one that's relevant is out, so none of them show up.
I'm assuming Gallows is still hurt as well, and again, another name for the Rumble is AJ Styles, like completely overlooked in all this.
Respectfully, though, if Gallows is hurt, is that faction not showing up? Versus if AJ's hurt, that faction is not showing up. Like I said, the one that's relevant's hurt.
Oh no! I mean, I'm not. I don't believe that Gallows is holding anything up. I was just trying to reconfirm.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't. But again, another name where we talked a lot. I mean, LA Knight wasn't at Survivor Series, man. That's still another big name. Roman's hasn't been around. Like, we didn't even give a fuck that there was no Roman.
Right. But again, that tells me, like I said earlier, they have more stars than the Milky Ways. Of when you can have a show that has no LA Knight, has no Roman Reigns. Granted, it has a CM Punk, it has a Randy Orton, it has a Seth Rollins, it has a Cody Rhodes. It now arguably has a Jey Uso and everything. It has stars. It has a Becky Lynch, it has a Charlotte, it has a Bianca. It has stars to where you don't need so-and-so stars, versus you look at AW, The entire company rests solely on a torn labrum right now.
Yep. Yo, when you were on break, I did talk about this, and I know you're a big MJF fan. You were a scarf wearer. Him being out, like I said, he's still going to fight Joe, which I mean, almost makes me more nervous that he is going to lose to Joe. But if he has to take time off, this is not the time to lose that guy for a couple months.
It would be nothing but another nail in the coffin. Ooh. And it would really question, I would feel, a lot of the reports that, oh, he secretly signed an extension. He might be finding, if he might be trying to find any way out that fucking extension as fast as he fucking can.
I changed my mind.
Well, right. I would like to reconsider this offer.
Yeah, right. Can somebody be somebody who name me? I love that you tried again and still. Can somebody name me someone who debuted who has been booked correctly after said debut?
Cody Rhodes.
I think, yeah. I mean, unless you're talking about AEW, because that's been a different situation.
Well, I was going to say, that doesn't even count. Do you count those as debuts? I just count them as announcements. Kairi Sane so far. That's not a hard pull to jump over. Pause. It's one of those of you're trying to spin a narrative that doesn't exist, and you're pulling at fucking strings to try and make it work.
Yeah. Sorry, JV. Looks like I won.
Pierce saying good day, fellas. Good day, mate.
What's up, Pierce?
I was gonna say I know you're Australian, so I don't know if that's offensive if I say good day.
Don't turn into
out here like crocodile hunter, like crikey.
Crikey. Don't turn into Jim
Look at that
Ready? Here we go. Finally.
So for the first time in 8-9 years since 2014, we have not seen Cult of Personality play on Monday Night Raw until now. What do you see?
And he's smiling. He can't get the shit-eating grin off his face, which how could you?
100%. Granted, he's got a little bit of like the fucking Officer Doofy reporting for duty haircut.
It's the haircut, bro.
Right, 100%. Somebody said it earlier. CM Punk looks different every single fucking time he shows up.
Right.
Well, and look at a little thing. He might have been sharing that, hanging out with Randy. Randy. Randy out here, Bo Bandy. And CM look a little bit swole. Mindy's Bakery been treating this man well, I guess.
Right. Man, yeah. Shout out to Mindy's. I told you. You heard it here first. Punk was at Mindy's Bakery on Saturday, and the Wrestling for Life Network broke it.
Pause. Not the bakery, the story.
Listen, Living Color owes a debt of gratitude to CM Punk.
Respectfully, what anyone know of the band Living Color, and I'm not talking about the show in Living Color, what anyone know about the band Living Color without CM Punk?
Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go a little quiet here, Nick. We're going to go a little quiet and try and catch what Mr. Punk has to say. I know you get a little...
Scout's honor. Well, no. Scout's honor, I might just repeat. I might be parrot here, but Scout's honor.
I might click that little mic.
CM Punk.
The band, yes, the band.
It looks like opening line. Looks like hell froze over. This is me standing in a WWE ring on Monday Night Raw with a live microphone in my hand. They gave me a live microphone.
I missed that.
Fuck.
I had to.
Career highlight for him.
Folks, just put your thoughts in the chat of what you're hearing him say so we can catch it all.
Well, yeah, he said Blackhawks burn, so that's what it was.
Oh. Sorry, Nashville. Oh. I think you're a touch loud, my guy.
Can you blame me?
No.
Am I good?
An American dream taught me. Okay. Yeah, you're good.
It's a dusty way out here. You know, it's hard times out here, baby.
I'm home. Ah! People are going to shit on that.
That shit.
People are going to be like, you motherfucker.
Well, you already had people calling him and then dragging Cody into it, saying they're the biggest hypocrites in pro wrestling.
Cody doesn't count.
Fucking neither of them count. What did they owe that company that sat there and they tried to put some fucking effort into and said, and they spat in their face? But anyways. Where I belong. Somebody has to address this, though. This man has been nothing but talking shit for 10 years.
Wow, it's kind of like the Bray Wyatt. Like, even when I was gone, you guys kept me. It's facts. Facts.
Yeah, but let's not act like half this audience did buy AW tickets, though, too. Like, we know where you were, Phil. It's not like Bray where Bray was away. Phil, CM Punk was just over there.
It's so surreal.
I'm missing just dimmer lighting and red ring ropes. And I feel like I'm watching Collision, though. What?
Talking about Paul. You have to leave and come back if you want to get what you want. Yeah. Nice.
It's nice that he points that out. But in front of and behind the camera, it's been nothing but love.
A few people kiss me on the mouth. AJ! He drops an AJ.
Hey.
She's fabulous.
Send her regards.
Dun, dun. Just smart. Smart.
Think about it, though. You have
except one person.
Paul Heyman, CM Punk, and Triple H all under one roof with their wrestling minds, all trying to work towards a common goal. That's a dangerous fucking proposition.
Wow.
But the best in the world has not been here for almost 10 years. Is it interesting that the guy who preached against the brass ring is now talking about how the brass ring's in my back pocket?
Mm-hmm. It's just interesting. It's crazy.
Microphone. That's the pipe bomb callback. The best in this ring on this microphone.
Live and live in color.
In living color. Fucking how does this man know how to work a crowd?
Bastards. They are bastards, but I love it.
That was fantastic.
Sweet.
I love it, but I hate it because you gave us enough, but not enough.
Again, it's the first taste is free, folks. You know, you're gonna get a little bit, but you're gonna keep it coming back. Part of that, dude, and I talked about this with you and Anthony yesterday. Would he come out, say a bunch of things, and not say anything about AEW? And he did. He just took the high road. He talked about his future, not his past, more so. I think that's very interesting.
I think that was the scared play.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the bigger man. You don't need to. You've already beat the shit out of them.
Well, that is the gamble, but I'm still saying you capitalize, you strike while the iron is hot. You have him kick off Monday Night Raw, and you tap dance with the devil 100% as much as you can. If you're dancing with the devil, you might as well lead.
No, I mean, if you are putting a beating on somebody, you don't need to come out and address. Why would you take your J? And maybe he'll do it next week. We don't know. But why you come out, you let everyone know you're back, you intend to compete, and you keep everybody wanting more. I think they know exactly what they're doing, and it's all breadcrumbs. Follow the path. Follow the
buzzards.
Right?
But how many times with follow the buzzards and all of that did we want them to just go for the goddamn jugular? And that's 100% where they should have.
But to me, that's Tony Khan booking to just tip the cart and here's everything. Here's all the things.
I don't think you tip the cart. I'm not even saying you. There's enough in that can of worms that you could have still tiptoed and danced a little closer to what we all wanted. I'm not. This is being completely, like you said, being greedy. Of still, what he did was great. It's still, I'm hooked 100%. It does feel a little bit softballish. But at the same time, if you're going to go greedy, if you're going to go big, if you've got the wrestling world by the fucking tail right now, and you've got not everybody talking about nothing but you're showing your product, you kick off and you dig as much as you want to dig, and you want to. I think you at least tap dance with that.
No, I don't think so. I think you just made a huge decision. Everybody knows the baggage. A, you might have NDAs that prevent him from saying shit. B, I really don't. I said this yesterday that I thought there's a good chance he would take the high road, and he did.
The same man who pitched earlier the idea of he shows up the
I wish that would have been beautiful
with the spinner belt and everything is the one now saying, "Oh,
the spinner belt would have been great."
With pulling it back with being tame. Literally, this man's reputation is doing nothing but being the fucking agitator and aggregator of shit. So 100%, why do you not lean into that? I'm not saying you have to fucking swan dive into it.
Why give them the time? Why give them the time on your team?
I'm not even saying give them. That's going to at least be more aggressive than what it was.
No, I don't think so. I think, again, I ended the night wanting more. I felt like, shit, that wasn't enough. I know somebody said that was boring, but I wanted
more. Sauce, applesauce.
I want more answers. I want more to know. Look, yeah, CM Punk just made the list. Nick's already pissed. Punk's the bigger man, 100%. And it's the same thing with, did Triple H respond to any of the tweets? Nope. Did Triple H respond to any of the bullshit from TK and his comments and all that bullshit? Nope. They just keep smashing and keep smashing. Tony can go to Twitter all he wants. All the fucking tribe can run out and say he sucks and da-da-da, and they'll just keep smashing and smashing and smashing. And tonight, they got a little tape. They kept everyone around for 3 hours for 4 minutes of Punk. And I get the why didn't we get it all? But that's
I don't want it all. I'm not rude assault out here, but which, by the way, if you've been here for 3 minutes or 3 hours and 30 minutes, the word of the night is smashing.
Yes,
smash.
But no, it's one of those of at least lean into it. I'm not even saying you got to give me everything, but that was more falling back than that was leaning.
Why was that falling back? Like, what did he fall
What
back
did
from?
he exactly say there?
He said he's here to wrestle. He's going after everything. Not everybody in the back of the current company is happy about it because they're scared. And this is here we go. He is looking forward. That's what I got out of that speech. He's not required, and I predicted this, that he would not talk about AEW. We might get little sly remarks as this moves forward, but again, to walk out and just go, Tony Khan's an asshole and drop a pipe bomb and go that route, no. It felt very high road to me, and I think that's a good move.
Well, Paul's agreeing with you here. Thank you very much for the super chat. He said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. If that's not a shot, I don't know what is."
Fair enough.
That's not a shot to me.
Yeah. Shots fired, Seth and Michael Cole. There you go. But again, I'm not
saying he had to come out shooting or anything like that, but I still find it interesting. And I said it literally while he was talking. This is the same guy that was the voice of the voiceless, that where are my ice cream bars? Mm-hmm. You will apologize. This brass ring, the pipe bomb and everything like that. And is out here when we at least wanted something close to that. It doesn't even have to be fully that. At least act like you're fucking agitated, something. Be the fucking conversation that you've been sold as. And I'm not saying he fully isn't, but to be out there and I've got the brass ring in my pocket, that's such that's him. That's him going at the John Cena, vice versa. You become what you always hated, the New York Yankees.
So you think that was you? So after all the elation that has been happening, you felt like that was him stepping back and becoming the New York Yankees. I mean, to me, that was relax, birdies. I'll feed you in time. To me, that was just another breadcrumb, another tease of the future. I don't see what the problem with it is. I think you
wanted to go harder in the paint, I guess.
Yeah, but just because you didn't get what you wanted doesn't mean it's not what doesn't mean he failed. I think they tagged us right along, and they know the WWE is a patient company. They're patient with Jade. They're patient with Punk. They're patient, long-term storytelling. And just because the fan base couldn't wait for him to go off on AEW doesn't mean he won't do it. But I do think.
But be honest. Of 3 hours, that's what we build up to with CM Punk, and that's what comes out. And I can't wait. You have the same excitement going into tonight.
I can't wait. I can't wait till next week. I want to see where this goes. He just put everybody on notice. He is back, and that whole promo for me was a man who's come home and that he's ready to be the best in the world. I have no problem with that. I'm not.
That's that terminology and everything. That was just kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad promo. I'm not saying anything like that. Like, I just wanted. I guess I worked myself into a shoot, brother. I wanted more, but like out there, when did you think you'd have CM Punk saying, I feel home?
Yeah.
But it's so like that's not even what we sign up for. Like that's not. When has that ever been in that vernacular for CM Punk? He's supposed to be the agitator,
but he has nothing to agitate at the moment. He just came into a whole fucking building losing their mind that he was there, and that is just his introduction. That is his opening scene. Hi everybody, I'm here. I'm back. I'm home. He acknowledged that he never thought he would be there, and now he's moving forward. I don't see the issue.
I don't know. I got artist saying I'm with Nick. That's it. CJ agrees with you. No, Nick. No, we have to wait. The expletive already came back and talked too much. Sugar Honey Iced Tea and AEW. He learned his lesson.
And I do wonder if there is an NDA, like the NDAs play a factor in this. I wonder if there is legal revenue. We talked about, Tony avoiding questions for legal reasons, which I was a little concerned it was bullshit. But Keyshawn says it shows maturity. And again, I think this is another example of all the fans were like, oh, he's going to go nuts. He's going to pipe bomb 2.0. Yeah, it wasn't that. And would it have been amazing if it was that? Absolutely. However, I think it shows resolve. It shows patience. It shows maturity. It shows professionalism. And it shows I'm more concerned with what's happening on this show in this company than what happened in that other company. And 72 million clicks say, fuck you. I don't need to.
Fair. Well, and like I said, almost you can have that of I get that it's not going to be the pipe bomb and how much you really want to acknowledge EW and, you know, give them credit or whatever. To me, it's not a bad promo. It's not, oh my God, I'm completely off it. I'm not interested anymore or anything like that. It's to me I was just expecting so much more.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's really my crux on that whole situation of I just wanted, be greedy.
That's my take. Be greedy, and I'm gonna get it all. I gotta be patient. I gotta be okay.
That's not being greedy.
No, you can be greedy, patiently greedy.
What is an oxymoron for 500, Alex?
But nothing that we've talked about tonight changes. The potential matchups, his rivalry with Seth, anything and everything.
Do we get Seth versus Drew? It seemed like we were halfway setting that up.
I think it's just bridging. And I don't think I think that WWE.
Why do you need to bridge with the most talked about thing right now in pro wrestling?
Because that was just literally, it was very little. If we were expecting 25 minutes of him just exploding, for sure, people are going to go, oh, he didn't say anything. I think it was the high road. I think, again, nobody's going to have less interest in Punk next Monday. People, I'm not tuning in next Monday.
No one was questioning that.
Well, but that's the thing. So, but if you give it to us all now, if everything starts spewing out tonight, where do we go? What do you do?
Right. Again, I wasn't wanting everything. I just wanted something.
Maybe he can't. And got NDA. There you go. But yeah, we were hoping for I joked about the red bag. We talked about it. But like I said, yesterday, I threw this at you and Anthony, and I was like, there is a good chance that because of the company and Triple H and the people he's working with, that they say, no, we're not going to talk about them. We don't do that. And
so you don't talk about them. You talk about Seth. You talk about anything. You talk about
he put Seth on notice
more. You do. I understand we have 2 months of build. I will give you that. We have 2 months of build to build here.
Yes, was.
How you come off of the most talked about return debut, what have you, almost the two most talked about interactions, at least in pro wrestling of this year, if not in recent memory. And you kind of almost addressed neither.
What do you mean? He addressed it felt so good to be there. It felt so good to become home. I'm happy that I'm here. This is where I belong. This is where the best in the world competes, which is a shot at AEW. But the best in the world hasn't been here. Now I'm back. I have the brass ring shot at someone else. Mentioned the wise man, which someone else brought up. I mean, what again? Like I thought he checked off a shit ton of boxes. It just wasn't fireworks because people wanted him to come out and unload. But no, I mean, again, this is the smart booking. This is the right booking. This is how you keep people invested long term by, wow, that's all we got. Well, what's next? Like, we have no idea where this is going to go.
His tell me what I'm telling lies promo was better.
Okay, fair enough. I would agree with that because it was controversial. I like this because he took the high road and focused on WWE business. Right? Again, he can come out and do catty fucking promos all the time.
Focus on WWE business, or did you just focus on business, though?
No, he focused on
I think you have to address the fucking elephant in the room. If someone's sitting there screaming "fuck you" at you, you kind of maybe have to address that a little bit.
He talked about the people in the back not being happy about his presence. He did. I don't know if you missed it because you were answering questions, but he did talk about that. And so we lead into next week. What if next week him and Seth have a confrontation? What if then we start getting Seth digging in on the negative side of things and more shit coming out? I'm willing to find out. We have a lot of time before Rumble. We have a lot of time to kill.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But
WWE is patient and they're telling long-term storytelling. I know people don't love. They want it all. They want, like, just the flames, burn it all down. And again, it's always fun
I
when it
wasn't
happens.
wanting it out all of it. I just want something.
So what was the something you want?
I don't know. I wanted some smarky jab. I wanted, like I said, to me, seeing CM Punk out there and saying, I'm home in WWE and I have the brass ring in my pocket, after much to even Seth's chagrin of this guy was the same one that's been doing nothing but on Colt Cabana's podcast and then forth on any platform he can get on, of talking about how much of a toxic workplace WWE is, how much he didn't want to be there, how he's glad he's gone there and everything like that. You can't, like, I don't know. I guess I'm siding with Seth somehow with this. So you're going to come back and you're going to just act like everything's hunky-dory and we're not going to address anything.
The crowd, you're losing the crowd. The crowd.
That's fine.
He shot at Corey Graves, at Michael Cole. He shot at Seth. He shot at the locker room. He told everyone he is the best in the company. And that was his job there tonight. And like I said, Cody Rhodes came out when he signed and said, hi, guys. I used to be somewhere else. And it was always the little quibs. And again, slow pace. And yeah, would it have been amazing if he just fucking unloaded? Yeah, I don't know if he can, but man, was I happy to see him. I'm sure the fucking timetable, making everyone wait around was beautiful. But at the end of the day, guy, I mean, he is back. It's a big fucking deal. And everybody will be back next week to see what happens next. I think Nick wanted Dice Man throwing out the F word instead of he got Seinfeld.
No, actually, I got to dislike Andrew Dice Clay. I don't find him that funny.
We all wanted him to shoot on the Bucks, but let's get realistic. I wanted it too, Money. I did. And you're not alone with that, my guy. But I appreciate the beauty in what they just pulled off. I really do. He said everything is happy to me to see. Everyone is happy to see me back there, and then said, "Well, not everyone." Hence, that's exactly. He did address that, in my opinion. Is Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland long-term booking? Yeah, because the other company booked it for you.
I don't know if Damon was agreeing with you or disagreeing or what.
I don't know. I think it was just a random question.
Right.
NDAs over strong, legal shut. I mean, that is a possibility, right? Like, there was rumors that the original, like the whole situation, the fallout at Brawlout, or the Brawlout at Fallout, or All Out, or whatever you want to call it, they all had NDAs and they couldn't talk about it, right? See, NDA is a thing. I'm with you, Reigns. TK was asked. Yeah, we caught that earlier. We're gonna wrap this up and head towards the door, I believe. Just like Golem. I like it. We got that because he worked for AEW, a damn mark running wrestling company. I don't know what that's a response to. Punk is a man of riddles.
That's because how I said the tell me when I'm telling lies promo was better than this.
Right. Punk is the man of riddles. Read between the lines, Mr.
I'm not Batman.
Yeah, I am.
I'm Batman.
I am Batman.
I didn't sign up to be Dick Grayson or none of that shit.
Right.
Pause.
Nick wants to eat the whole elephant now.
Why gotta be an elephant?
Well, it's the old saying, right?
Why gotta eat Dumbo?
Pause. Grab him by the ear. 0 to 10. No Trish. 6.5. I feel like that's a bit low. 8 out of 10. Great show. 9.5. 7. I think we got most of them, folks. But we are winding down here at the Wrestling for Life Network. I like this comment, and then I think we're pretty good. Punk is at peace with himself. No sour grapes here. He seems very happy, and I like it.
Yeah, but CM Punk's a character or a personality born out of spilt wine.
Yeah, fair enough. I was disappointed a bit because I thought he was going to bring the red bag. Listen, I wanted the red bag too. I called for it. But I can't get mad if they don't book what I hope they want. Like, just because I hoped it doesn't mean I can be mad I didn't get
Listen, I'll smoke the hopium for all of us.
it. 7.5.
Damien shared it with me. He just didn't tell anybody.
9 out of 10. Yeah, they wanted Punk to bury TK for what? The burying TK is all that's happening right now. All the buzz, all the entertainment, all the clicks. That is burying TK without even saying a word. But that's
well, I will give you that, and to piggyback on that 100%, the fact that CM Punk is there, it is throwing dirt on a casket. We had people even in the stream that night saying, "Is this the nail in the coffin for AEW?"
No, not yet. I mean, we talked about it. I think there's long legs left in AEW just because of the bankroll and such, but it's got to figure some shit out.
You're going to have to nail that shit down every inch, bury that shit in concrete, and somehow still burn it. To fucking, if you're going to end AEW, that thing will live forever. That's up there with the cockroaches.
Tony will just keep booking arenas because he can. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he'll just keep signing people. Like, it's
really dope.
Infinite money.
That's to me the most interesting thing on this is how does AEW respond? Do they go to we stay in our lane, we move to this is our lane, and that's what we do? Or do they double down? Like, do we lean into John Moxley? Do we give Eddie Kingston an open microphone to start off Dynamite and just he goes off and cuts a shoot promo on CM Punk?
Yeah, I mean, that is a possibility. And the last thing I think I'll say about all of this is that AEW gets that. There's your answer to that question or that statement. when he's fed up.
When his supplier runs out is when AEW ends. That's when you know. When you hear of a drug bust somewhere and then AEW shuts down in a month or so afterwards, just know I told you so.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, no, I told you so. But at the end of the day, here's my take, guys. 8.75. I'm going to give tonight an 8. QT Marshall leaving. I know CJ mentioned it. I don't know if I care. Do you care? Nobody cares.
I don't know, because I feel like when we had AAA QT, he was way better than AEW QT. So what if we get WWE QT, especially because one, Cody Rhodes is there, and also a Brock Anderson and an Arn Anderson are free agents. So what if we get the Nightmare Factory comes to WWE? Just to drop that little Easter egg there, fucking down there for you.
Yeah. That's very interesting. I like that. The last thing I'm going to say about any of this before we say goodnight, folks, is I think, we talk about the Young Bucks and all changing their song, the victory lap, the poking, the prodding, the jokes, the mocking, the buckshot. CM Punk could have kept, when CM Punk went back to AEW, he did the whole wear my shoes thing and took shots and it continued something and got nobody anywhere. AEW was not better off because they were both slinging mud. This situation to me is calculated. It's cerebral. And I believe at the end of the day that there's nothing gained by bringing up all that shit. It's just giving them time in your head and on your show that you don't need to. I'm okay. I can't wait to see what happens. I really like tonight.
I ain't gotta say you go full bore, but if you smell blood in the water, might as well start a frenzy.
Yeah, nah. Sometimes some people like to torture.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Mr.
Right. But that's it, folks. We're gonna say goodnight. We're gonna pack it in. It's been a long couple days here on the channel. We are back tomorrow, NXT. We got lots going on with NXT, and we're here all week long. Don't forget, Luna Mania is tomorrow morning as she tackles WrestleMania 12. And it's going to be a fun one. So be there for that. Come back all week long. Like I said, we just passed 3K. We thank all of you for being here. Big shout out to CJ, who's in the chat, was a big part of this. Nick, Thelma, Louise. We hit 3K.
Let's see if we can get to, like a marathon and get out here to the 4Ks and the 5Ks and everything like that. 100%. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
See you on the flip side, folks. I wish I could see TK right now, but I can't, and we'll talk tomorrow. Good night.